What's going on, Don't Unfriend Me Nation? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me Show. Matt and Olivia are in the house. Good to have somebody back on my right. It's been a lonely couple of days. Welcome back, Olivia.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And the test did work, by the way. I just saw it pop up.
It did work. All right,
yes,
so
we
have some news for y'all. I mean, just something that's kind of good. You can send text messages to me. And all you got to do is use the exact same phone number that we use to call in, and I can reply, and we can text each other. I'd appreciate it if you put your name in the text. I probably won't answer unless you put your name in there. So if you just put, this is whoever, we would appreciate it. We're going to have a little contest when it comes to the commercial. Got a couple questions to throw up there, and if you watch and you answer the question during the commercial, we have one of our listeners who's going to donate some money in the honor of the person who gets the question right. It's kind of a cool thing. We might start doing some questions in the middle of the commercial, maybe give away some shirts and stuff like that, maybe once a week, and see what we can do. So if you would not mind, get ready for that, and we're going to have a good show tonight. So we will see you in just a few minutes. We've got Al and Donovan on the 15th, Friday. Mandy and Jack tomorrow night at Friday. Ryan Samuels will be in-house on Saturday, in-house, in the studio. They try to get him to spend the night. I need a cuddle buddy. And then Lisa Regina on the 18th, Monday. All coming soon. We'll see you in 3 minutes.
What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Weaver. I am on the Don't Unfriend Me Show, otherwise known as The Dumb Show, with host Matt Spear. You guys can find the show at The Dumb Show on social media or thedumbshow.com.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me Show. I hope everyone's doing well. Good evening. Last night was a weird night. Better night tonight and better day today. Hope everyone is doing well. You can call into the show at 276-200-2105. If you haven't had a chance, give it a test and see if the text works. I would appreciate it, and see what you can see. It's actually a pretty nice feature to be able to do that. In the middle of the typing really hard.
Sorry.
In the middle of the commercial, we'll have some trivia questions for donations. Would you mind doing me a favor and getting those questions? I know it was sent to me by Facebook Messenger, but I can't get into it. So would you have those ready and send them on over to me? I think it was JD.
Yes.
I would appreciate it. And then I can have those questions. Also ask JD if it's 2 questions, 1 question. What does he want? Is it $20, $10? What is he doing? He needs to tell me.
Okay, I'm going to message him right
I need
now.
more detail. So do me that favor. Get me that info. We've got some special guests coming into the show. I guess we'll just do Friday, which is going to be, who's coming in? Jack and
Mandy will be in tomorrow.
All right, so Jack and Mandy will be in Friday night, which will be great. And someone give me a test here. See if the text is working. Please help me out. What's great is that if you have an article or you have a link or you have a photograph or you have something that you want on the show, this is a great way just to like be able to get into the show. You can now call, you can come in by video on Zoom, and now you can text message too, which is a good feature. And it's going to help us with breaking news and other stuff and things to that effect. Got some immediate news in regards to our good friend and family member R3. I want to run that by everybody. First things first, though, we have a goal tonight. $300 is the goal, and you fund the show 100%. It is funded by y'all. So if you can help us out, that's great. You don't have to. It's absolutely free. Don't leave. But if you have $1, have $2, $3, $5, $100, $1,000, $1 million, and then we won't be ever again after that. But yep, texts are working. Radio check, test. Yep, just do me a favor. Make sure you guys send in your name. Just put like, yeah. See, Chuck followed. Chuck's like, Chuck, testing. See, perfect. That's how it works. So yeah, we've got some interesting news. So you guys remember R3, which is my nephew and Olivia's nephew, and he looks like his dad and mom. Both
Yes, he does.
He really, really does. He is a great kid, somebody who I absolutely love. And we've got some news, and you guys knew that he was feeling pretty damn good and was struggling with cancer. And he is doing much better. I have a video, and we're going to watch that real quick, and then we will get to the rest of the show. But this is really important to us, and a lot of you have been asking, and so I figured we would show it to you. Here it is. Maybe.
Oh, no.
Oh, it'll work. It's just... It's going to be a commercial. Maybe not.
From smart digital tools to
got it
personalized help
copyrighted.
on your home buying journey, we're with you all the way home. Chase,
Let's see if they are...
Today, a Kern County firefighter that successfully battled work-related cancer twice is returning to the job. In 2023, then 22-year-old Randy Raymond was diagnosed with stage 3 testicular cancer. After treatment, doctors thought the cancer had been fully removed, but this past year, a checkup revealed it had returned and spread to his lymph nodes. Raymond went through 5 rounds of chemo. Despite this, Raymond says it could have been worse, and he says coming back stronger. He's coming back stronger than when he left.
Some nerves. It's been a while, but at the same time, I know I got the best crew I can have, so they won't let me fail today. And I know that at the end of the day, it's all muscle memory, so I'll get right back into the flow of things.
Raymond thanks his trainer, Evan, at...
His dad has the same uncomfortable smile. Just same exact thing.
His hair seems darker, but it's grown back.
Yeah.
At NAS Power Gym in Bakersfield for helping him in his recovery. He also thanks both his family and fire family that have supported him throughout his entire journey.
Nice, Rand.
Chemo.
Nice to see you with your hand down your pants, kid. That's my
His recovery.
That's my
He also
blood.
thanks
There
both
it
his
is.
family and fire family that have supported him throughout his entire journey. As for his first day back, Raymond says he's on cooking duty and will be catching up on what's been happening around the station since he left.
Well, good for him, man. Really excited. We want to get him on the show, and we've been trying for a while, but I don't know. He keeps making excuses about cancer and shit. So, when he gets his priorities straight, maybe he'll come on and see us. But it's really good news to hear that he's doing well. He's loved, and he's one hell of a good kid. By the way, one last thing. If you have not had a chance, you go on Facebook.com. I have opened up my personal profile. and I've never used it. It's been at least 5 years since I've played around with that damn thing. So I'm just starting to go back on it now, and I figured it'd be a good idea. So if you want to, it's this is what it looks like, and it's basically the facebook.com/thedumbshow, Matt, with a D-U-M, not D-U-M-B. And I've got my blue check mark, so they did verify me. So I am verified on Facebook. First time they've allowed that to happen. What we really want is the white check mark. That'll come, I guess, when they verify after some time. So the more you like it, the more you follow it, the better chance that we have of getting the Dumb Show, the actual main page, verified. So please do me a favor. Go over there and follow us. Send me a friend request. You can't access it right away. But if you send me a friend request, I will approve it. And we've had about 100 people come over so far. We've got a bunch. So it just shows, what's hilarious, Liv, is you weren't on, is that I put this out the other night, and it said we had 63 people on, and I had 83 people send me a friend request, which shows you that Facebook is lying.
Absolutely. Yes, they
I mean, it just absolutely shows you. I mean, and the fact that would mean 100% of the people plus 20 would have to have done it. So it probably means we have closer to 150, 200. I look at some of these numbers that some people have, and Chad Prather was on today, and he had like 40 people. I'm like, dude, Chad Prather is huge. He's a country star. He's a comedian. He's a good looking dude. There's no way. So anyway,
I sent you a text.
I saw it.
Okay.
And let's see, just so I know the rules. So this is how it is. Oh, those are the questions. So what do I do? Do I put the questions in both of them, and he's going to do $20 or $10? Did you ask him?
No, but he's watching right now, so I'm sure.
So JD, answer the fucking question. Like I want to make this. I want to do it. But so do I put down both questions? There's
only one question tonight.
Okay, and that's going to be worth $10, $20. What dollars? So find out for me.
Okay.
And what are the rules? So basically what we're going to do at the beginning of the commercial, there'll be a question that'll pop up. So you can still go pee. And whoever gets the answer in first, and text me. You have to text me. It's because he can only see Facebook. Well, this will allow everybody, YouTube, everybody. You text me the answer, and you'll get yourself mentioned, and he's going to do a donation in your name. JD says I did. Well, you didn't do it good enough, JD. We need some rules. So anyway, here we go. We've got a lot to do tonight, a whole bunch of stuff. Did you have anything you wanted to go ahead and share?
No, I think I am narrowing down getting that other band, Blackbird Anthem, the drummer and the singer on. They're probably going to be on the last week of August, shooting for that Wednesday. I think it's the 27th, that Wednesday. So we should have the entire month completely booked.
Okay.
Which is great.
How the heck do you text me? 276-200-2105. That now has text. I have to wait 24 hours and I'll be able to text you too. Anytime you want to get a hold of me, text this. I may not answer right away, but when I work on the computer in the morning, I'll go through my texts and check it. So if you want to get a hold of me, this is the best way to do it.
And just make sure you put your name in every single text because it doesn't show up. It just shows up as a phone number. So
not
we're not
yet.
Know who
It
we are.
will, because I'm going to connect it to SMS. But it takes 24 hours. So, but yes, if you put your name, that's going to help out. Okay. Because they'll probably say, who the hell is this?
All right. So it looks like we'll have one question. We'll put it up during the pee break. Whoever texts it the correct answer first, he will make a $10 donation in your name.
There it is. Okay.
There it is.
So sounds good. All right. So now that we've established all of those crazy things, text us 276-200-2105 anytime in the show. I have it right here. I'll be able to answer it. Maybe you have a question and you're sick of putting it in Facebook. You're sick of putting it in Rumble. I can't see you in Rumble. I can't see you in Wimkin. Now you can text the show directly and I will read it. If you want to text me 1,000 times, text me 1,000 times. So let's get to it. We have nothing else to go into.
No.
Oh, Loretta, I already refunded your shirt, hon, because you said you bought the jacket and I didn't want it. And my print company is very, very good. So you're going to have to purchase it again. If it's easier, would you like me to send you an invoice? And then all you got to do, I know what size you want. I know your address. I'll just send you the invoice and then you just put your card in, you're done. It literally takes nothing. Would you like me to do that for you? Please let me know. But I did cancel it. I was Quick Draw McGraw and they were literally moving it to fulfillment. And once that happens, it's yours because I can't use it again. So let me know if you want me to send you an invoice. And Loretta, I'll do it right after the show and we'll get that thing sent out tomorrow. Okay, now we've handled all the business. Sorry, folks. Sometimes, the way this show is, until we get producers and customer service people, I need to remember my password to do it. Loretta, how about I just do this? Let me send you an invoice. I've done it for people all the time, especially people who just hate going in there. I'll send an invoice, and then all you do is just you type in your card, and you're done. Everything's confirmed. I already have your address. I already have your phone number. I know everything about you. I've got you. I'm watching you. I've installed cameras in your house. I watch you sleep. I am like Edward from Twilight without the glitter. Yes, order it. I sent you an email. Okay. I will give you an invoice, and then all you gotta do is pay, and then boom, it'll ship out to you. All right. So I want your first reaction. I mean, because I believe this is one of those things that it's kind of a palpable thing when you see it. Okay.
Okay.
I want to show you this. And then this is like a psychological ink blot. Okay. It's one of those things like, what do you see? Do you see a butterfly?
Okay.
I see chlamydia. Doctor's like, okay, let's go to the next one. I'm like, gonorrhea. Next one, herpes. Okay, we need to get this child some serious help. Here's the thing. And I want you to give me your first reaction.
Okay.
And tell me what you think, and specifically around the decor.
Okay.
And take it in.
Well, it's Christmas, I'm going to assume, because
no, this wasn't Christmas.
Really?
Nope. Chinese ambassador did not show up during Christmas. What made you think it was Christmas? It
Because
was
the
fall.
Garland on the fireplace.
It's not garland. It's a succulent. So that's what it is. It's not garland. Nope. It's not Christmas. It is fall. And I believe this was taken in October or November, but it was not Christmas.
So that's the Chinese ambassador?
I believe so, yes.
He looks like he's fallen asleep.
Okay, decor. I'm not
Decor,
asking.
okay,
decor.
It's kind of, there's not much. I mean, you got painting about the fireplace, the two paintings of...
Okay, how would you describe? I don't need you to tell people what they're seeing. What do you think about it? Like, if you could describe this room and its decor, how would you describe it?
It's kind of bland.
Bland. That's a wonderful, wonderful adjective. Can you come up with another one?
Kind of old-fashioned.
Old is a good word. Like old-fashioned still gives you some belief that it's still modern and hip and upbeat, but it's just a little older. No, it's just old. It literally
just looks like a grandparent's
right.
house.
It looks like you would pan left and there would be a 13-inch rabbit ears TV playing Matlock and an old wooden spoon that was dipped into tapioca, right?
Mm-hmm.
And smelled like cabbage. Like this looks old. Okay.
It does.
Is there anything else that you would describe it? Bubba got it. Bubba crushed it. I mean, he got the third one.
Yeah, I'm not looking.
Boring.
Boring. Okay, yeah.
Boring. It's old. It's boring. And the gold around the frames looks like I understand it's supposed to look antiquated. I understand that. But this is the White House, right? Mm-hmm. And this is the Oval Office. And to me, this looks like somebody who literally just moved in and threw some shit just to see if it stuck. The wallpaper is horrendous. It's just horrible. Okay?
Yeah, it looks like it's some of the wallpaper's peeling. Is that just me to the right of one of the pictures? The two pictures, it's kind of halfway between.
Wait, what's your question?
It looks like the wallpaper is peeling. If you look at halfway between the two pictures. Oh, okay.
So that is an anteroom door, and that is out to the secretarial staff.
Got it.
This door is hermetically sealed, and it is soundproof, and it is hermetically sealed. So it is it's a very expensive door. Out of all the things in the Oval Office outside of the interior windows, it is one of the most expensive things in the room.
Wow.
Yeah, the door is amazing. It's bulletproof, it's bomb-proof, it's hermetically sealed, and it is soundproof. So it's an incredible door. And if you look, there's no opening. It's 100% just in line, and the hinges are on the interior.
Oh.
So I can't go into the frame construction. It's not that it's classified. It's just that the only reason is that we had an NDA when we did the work in here. But the way that door is built differently than any other door, and it literally floats upon one hinge. You can see it. It's right there.
That's pretty cool.
So, and as far as how that works, it's not classified top secret or anything. There were NDAs signed when the work was done and the construction was done in the bathrooms and in that area. So, but I've heard the stories and they're incredible of just how amazing that room is. So anyway, that's where that separation is. You notice the wood paneling. See the crack goes all the way down?
Mm-hmm. Now I see it.
Because that door opens up. And when it
Now
closes, it has a really amazing sound to it. It's just, cool.
If it's the company I'm thinking of, how come I wasn't sent there to take post pictures of it?
Because it happened long before you came on board.
Got it.
Yeah.
That would have been really freaking cool.
Yeah, but you weren't there yet.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay, so you got that one in your head?
Yes.
Okay, now, and this is great because I just want honest reactions. Like I want some honest reactions. And take a second.
Okay.
All right, so now that you see this, what are your thoughts?
First thing is gold, but I would not expect anything less than Trump from Trump because his entire apartment's gold. So everything is gold for him. So, but it's got it's more vibrant.
Vibrant's a good word. What else? Some great choices of people to emulate on there. You've got Monroe, you've got Franklin, you got Washington.
It's the same wallpaper, but it's the fact that there's a lot more pictures. It makes the wallpaper look better.
Yeah, it looks like it should, which is a backdrop or an accent to make it pop.
And it looks like he put a new accent on the fireplace. I don't remember that gold thing on the fire in the front of the fireplace.
So you're right. So the thing, if you look at all the latest work, the lattice work up in here.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So this has all been gold leafed, and it's all the way around. And on the cherubs, there's angels that he's put in there too, as a sign to watch over him, and they are in gold. The door exterior is in gold, and it's interesting.
Yeah, and it above that goes around the room on the top that matches on front of the fireplace.
Yeah, that's the lattice work. Yeah,
it's definitely. I'll go with what Debbie said on Rumble. It's presidential. It looks it's more inviting.
Well, notice this also. Go bring your eyes down and look at the rug now.
Oh, it's not blue.
Which is interesting. So
I actually like that better.
Yeah. The rug signifies a few things. And if you look, and you specifically look at the eagle, which way the eagle is facing and what is in its claw, whether it's the arrows or the ivy, the olive leaf, is indicative of we are in open conflict or war or not. And other presidents, specifically starting with Ford all the way up until, I believe all the way up until Clinton or Bush, probably Bush Jr. I believe that the eagle designated which side the eagle and what it was holding in its talon, whether we are at war or not. So that's been removed. The presidential rug has been removed. The lamps, it looks like there's a new centerpiece with the presidential seal on it.
I really like the different colored chairs because the chairs in Biden's office just kind of melted into the wall. Jean just got here. She's wondering if you could just pop up the Biden office real quick so she could look and compare.
Yeah, it's a great question. So we can do it side by side.
Oh yeah.
How about that?
Oh wow. It just totally. Yeah, it's definitely.
And here's the thing.
Pops.
Like the first thing we do whenever we get into a new house is literally rip out anything that's gold. Like if there's any gold in the house, we rip it out. We've had gold faucets, gold, towel hangers. I can't stand gold, but it
works for Trump.
Well, it's not just Trump. It works for the Oval Office. See, this goes back to the Greeks. And the white, it means purity. It means the same thing in our flag color too, right? So our flag colors are indicative of different meanings. In fact, everything on the flag absolutely has purpose and meaning, whether it's the field of blue, whether it's the stars, whether it's the stripes and the amount of stripes we have, specifically the colors, how it's positioned, everything else. So when you look at the white and gold, the gold is a symbol in the Greeks for strength, and it's a symbol of wealth, and it's a symbol of courage. And white is a symbol of purity and justice and honesty. So when you look at the white and gold, dichotomy, it basically is peace through strength. And this is exactly Donald Trump's message. And what people don't understand is whether you think it's gaudy or not is immaterial. The point is my job is to tell you why he's doing it. Yeah. And Donald Trump hasn't said this. I'm telling you why he's doing it. I get the message.
Well, everything is gold. When Barron was born,
that's not it.
They had like a gold
that's
carriage
not it.
for him.
I really don't. I mean, I appreciate your opinion, and I want you to give your opinion, but that's not why he's doing it. He's not making this look like Trump Tower, because this doesn't look like Trump Tower.
No.
He uses very dark mahoganies. He uses darker colors. He uses more richer colors. He uses vibrant contrast colors. This is symbolism, and it's a nod to the Greeks.
Yeah.
And it's a nod to peace through strength. Those are what the colors represent. And I understand what you're saying. Everyone looks at this, this is Trump gold. That's not what he's doing. If you look at the ballroom and the anteroom he wants to create, it's all white curtains. It's all ivory pillars. And it's got gold work and gold chandeliers. It is white and gold. It is Xanadu. It is Greek mythology. It is a nod to the culture of the Greeks.
I can, in looking at Biden's, now that you can see him side by side, the blue rug, it just kind of drowns everything out, because there's nothing that it brings out. But the different color rug, it just adds to the color. I also like the tables that are up against the wall with the busts on them. Yeah,
well, those are Nazi Third Reich nods, because it's an eagle. These idiots in the left are like, those are Nazi symbols. It's like, no, it's the two facing eagles. And once again, this is a nod back to the Egyptians. It's a nod back to the pharaohs. It's a nod back to the Greeks, where the two lions, the two griffins, the two eagles, the two hydras, whatever it would be in symbology, even the two snakes at sometimes, the snakes would always be facing apart. The demonic, the dragons or the wyverns would always be facing apart. The gargoyles would be facing apart. But the eagles and the lions and the things with courage and were symbols of trust and valor would be facing each other. So this is all direct symbolism of history, and this is why people just don't get it. They just don't get it.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Where are the eagles?
The eagles are right here. They are the actual legs stand right here.
Oh, okay.
So this is an eagle. It's facing each other.
Oh, I see it now. Okay.
Yeah. And you see how they're both facing two opposite directions. It's very purposeful for that, right? So the eagles are facing inwards, and that's a place of seating. So when you surround yourself with symbols of strength, and if you look at the Greeks in the old days, if you look at any of the other symbols that I said were antithetical to that were more, swampy or weaselly or whatever, they would face away from each other. And it's just symbolism. And this is what this is. And it's honestly, in my opinion, I hate gold. I love this.
But it suits the office. Yeah. You know what I would be curious?
Yeah.
Is to see a picture of the Oval Office in his first term to see if it looks any different.
He added some basic things, but he started with bringing copy of the Constitution into his office, right? Mm-hmm. And then, put that behind drapes. And then he brought the cherubs in, and then he did some of the lattice work and gold. But now he's just fully doing it the way he wants. And honestly, it's adding value to the White House. It should be a place of awe. It should look rich. It should look better than what we're seeing from Vanilla Biden. And whether you
Biden.
whether you think it's whatever you think if it's gaudy or not, this goes back. Larry goes Roman. Not so much. Surprisingly enough, the Romans really copied a lot of the Greeks. The Romans were very jealous of the Greeks, and although replaced them as the empire of the foreseeable future, most people's autocracy, most of their credos, most of their laws, and kind of like the opus of their governments were based off of Greek democracy. So a lot of this goes back to the Greeks. And yes, the Romans had gold, but so did Saddam Hussein. But that's not what this is. Even if you look at the pieces on the mantle, the vases, the brass cups, and everything else, very old Olympic and Olympia style history from wineries and vineyards, and what the rich would do from Greek, yes, from Rome, from France. It's very, very laden into the days of Greek mythology and the Greek culture. So it's beautiful. I think it looks great. Mm-hmm. I have no problem with it. And when I first saw it, I thought it was interesting. I was like, I don't know. And I wanted to get everyone else's thoughts, but I just wanted, I don't mean to cut you off, and I apologize if I did. I don't want people making this context that this is about Trump Tower and this is Trump gold. This is very different than the way that he works. Even the crazy people in the Republican or in Democrat world and CNN are saying that the X signifies Elon Musk.
Isn't it? What is my first thought is a Roman numeral.
Roman numeral of 10 and then surrounded by 4. So what do you think that could represent?
I don't know.
Well, you've got 2, 10, 2, right? So does that come up 2, 10, and 2? Does that come up with anything? No.
10 and 2, 14, no.
Nope. 2, 10, 2 doesn't come up with anything. So what about yeah, I don't know. 14 is what I come up with. Let's put it into a search. I was just thinking of something like 2020, but that's not it. So,
well, my first thought was he should have been like 45 and 47, but
no, but that would then making it about Trump and not the country.
I don't know.
Let's find out. Let's find out what it says. So 1, 1, and 1, 1 in Roman numerals is 2 times 2, which is 4. And Roman numerals 4 is written as 1V or 1, 5. So it's 4, and that's not it. So 40 doesn't do anything. Who knows? It very much could just be symbolism. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it almost looks like the X is made of almost like 2 feathers or something like that. And if you look on the right side, either side, it's like 2 feathers or something in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's not supposed to be any meaning. Maybe it's just
well, that's
decoration.
my point. It could just be decor, right? And it does most assuredly look like Roman numerals. Everyone's like, it's Elon Musk, and it shows you that Elon Musk runs the White House. I'm like, you people are morons.
Yeah,
it looks like decor to me. You know what it also looks? It looks like a. Let me think of the name. You say what you're going to say, and I'll think of the name.
We've said we don't like gold. I don't like wearing gold jewelry. I'm not a fan, but this looks classy, in my opinion.
I think it does too. I mean, it looks powerful.
No issue. I don't think I'd ever do that to my house, but it looks classy. And I mean, yeah, it looks powerful. I mean, gold is definitely more powerful than silver as far as meaning and the color. And it's the most powerful office in the world. It should show it.
So pardon me, and my Greek friends are going to kill me. The splarigetos tokoes kalendrios. It's wow.
What?
Oh man, which means the ceiling cylinder, and that's what it looks like. It looks like a cylinder. And if you look at ornate Greek messages and the way that they were handled, most people would take parchment and deliver those with a seal. The Greeks were much more advanced than that, and they would take marble and stone and thin and create cylinders and put gold engravings around it. It would be a sealed canister, and that's what it resembles to me. And why I think of that is because of these 2 caps on the top, and then you would see these beautiful lines. It looks very much like it. I might have a picture of one. Who's on the phone?
Hey, it's Frank.
Hey, Frank. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. I got a question. Aren't the eagles facing left and right referred to as sinister and dexter?
They very well may be.
I heard that somewhere in my education, but
I can find out.
It's always stuck out in my mind.
Yeah,
sinister and dexter, and I don't remember which one is which.
All right, hold on a second. So let's just stay on topic, and then we'll do that. So this is what I was referring to as the Greek cylinders, and they would put carvings of the gods, and they were long. Most of them were made of bone, and then they would put symbols on them, and then they would put gold gold fleck around them and everything else. And then they would present this to the foreign dignitaries or the country that they were talking to. That's somewhat what I'm thinking of when I look at that. Okay, so what did you say real quick, Frank? I listened to you, but you said the eagles facing each other are what?
Sinister and Dexter. One is left and the other is right. I don't remember which one is which, but I learned this a long time ago.
What, is this English? Is this United States? Where is this?
Yeah,
Where's the etymology of this?
No, absolutely. United States. The Eagles. The direction that the Eagles are facing is either Sinister or Dexter.
Okay.
Left or right.
Right.
And
so
again, I don't
you're talking
which one
you're
is
talking military, right? So I'm not talking about that. I'm just going back to the days of Greek history and what they did, going back as far as I can. And this very well maybe, just like we talked about, the eagle was whatever in its talons, whether it's the claws or the olive branch, depends whether we're at peace or at war. Just like when you look at precedent when it comes to the hierarchy of military flags and how they're supposed. This is all in color guard and stuff like that. So I haven't heard of the term, and I'm sure if I was color guard, I would have. So in heraldry, Dexter means the right-hand side of the point of view of the bearer of the shield, so the viewer's left. The Sinister means the left-hand side of the bearer's view, viewer's right. If you say Sinister and Dexter facing each other, Dexter, it means the charges, figures, animals are turned toward each other, with the primary reference point being the Dexter side of the shield. So if something is in Dexter in that phrase, it's positioned on the bearer's right, viewer's left, and orientated inward toward the Sinister side. Or you describe, okay, so once again, I mean, this goes back past U.S. I mean, this goes back to coat of arms and heraldry and back into England and the knights and French, and this is old school stuff. I don't know if that's indicative of that, but I do know that most of those standard bearers that you're talking about come from Greek history, Roman history, and come from the days of old. So I've never heard of it before, but it makes complete sense. So that's good stuff.
Got a few interesting
Hold on,
things.
I want to hear what Frank has to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
No,
Frank.
no, go ahead, Olivia.
No, you go, Frank.
No, you are on the phone. You go.
Wait, you're on the phone. Go ahead, Frank.
And all I was going to say was that it was something that when we were talking about the flag and the eagles and such, it was just something that suddenly popped into my mind, and I remembered the Sinister and Dexter saying, but I have no reference to go on, because obviously you have just given me, again, another education on where that came from. And thank you. I appreciate you.
So here's what I can talk about. I have never heard of the Sinister and Dexter thing. I wish my buddy Will Fisher was on. He was color guard in the Marine Corps. He would absolutely know exactly what you're talking about. But in the Greek or Byzantine context, this I can't even pronounce it, or even how to tell you. But two separate eagles turned inward toward each other is much older and a rare motif in Greek decorative and heraldic use, often symbolizing power and balance or unity meeting in the middle. So that's what I'm referring to. It's called the Byzantine. And if we were to do it in Greek, it would be diplos aetios entre Christos, roughly translated, which is double eagle facing each other. I wish my Greek friend was here, or my Yaya or Papu were here. But this is how I know about it, just because of Greek history and reading a lot of it. So in my opinion, based upon the motif, the color scheme, the not the pottery, but the vases and the cups and everything that's there, it very much is indicative of Greek, a nod to the Greeks. Even the color, the tapestries and the chairs, the yellow is also a huge nod to the Greeks. And if you go into any, olden times depiction of Greece, it is all white marble and gold. I mean, everything from the way they dressed. Their wrists, their waists were gold lattice and gold ropes. The hair pieces were olive leaves that were stamped out of gold. Their robes and the togas were all pristine ivory white, and sun bleached to be so, whiter than they could get with normal thread. They would sun soak them in salt waters to make them just the finest of white, until they started importing silk or killing people and taking over countries who who they could bring in silk. So it's just in my opinion, all of that is all wrapped into one. That's just my interpretation. I don't have anything to go on other than my gut and studying of history. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, totally get it. I think when you look at things that go back that far, they worked with what they had. And in that sense, maybe those were the things, the gold and the marble and such was all that they had. They didn't have, in other words, they're not what we are today. And the expanse of material that we have to work with, they were limited in a sense. So maybe that was why that was predominant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for calling in, Larry, or Frank, or Joseph, or Bob.
I'm not Joseph. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
Joseph, I loved you last night, brother. Man, you were the best, even though you may have been a little off kilter, but
yeah,
you were my favorite. I just love that guy, and for anybody that listened to that conversation last night, do not get down on this man, please.
Oh well,
we are all entitled to make our mistakes, and maybe with Joseph last night, that was an off night. I totally understand, and brother, I love you. I just wanted you to know that.
You got it, buddy. I'll chat with you soon. Thanks, Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
Later, buddy.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, bye. So comment by Larry Hatfield. Seems like Larry Hatfield's the point of contention tonight. I'm a little old, but I'm pretty sure Greece didn't last because they were a pure democracy. They weren't a pure democracy, not in any way, shape, or form. So Athens was a pure democracy, but they were a rival city and rival state. They absolutely stabbed each other in the back. They absolutely cajoled. Sparta and Corinth, they weren't democracies, so they were rival cities that came together with different practices and different beliefs, and were constantly at war with each other. And then when you look at Greece, when they finally did go ahead and surround themselves with the democratic process that they believed in, and they invested in wartime more than they invested into peacetime. They invested more into lacking the infrastructure, but fighting the rival cities, and it eroded from within, and it fell on its own power. Democracy wasn't the major failure in Greece, more than it was that they could not stop the infighting. And then you talked about Rome being a republic. Yeah, Rome was a republic for like 300 years. Then it was taken over by dictators and emperors and theologians. So to say that Rome survived because of a republic, no, they survived because they annihilated anyone that stood in their way and destroyed them with military might. And then ultimately the portions of democracy, which did rear its head inside Rome, they gave to the Senate. And the Senate was so slake with the lust of the mob of the people and always trying to get the people's power to stay in power, that ultimately it destroyed Rome and killed Rome. And their growth ultimately caught up to them. So saying that they were a republic is a misnomer and not even true. So we've are on the precipice of being a republic longer than they are, if you even want to call us a republic anymore. But that's a cute piece of history, Larry.
There was a few interesting takes on the X and the ones in Rumble. So what it made Debbie think of is past, the X marks the spot, and then future when you're looking at them. So
so it's a line. It's an equilibrium line.
So what she said, what the design makes me think. The X marks a spot that is now in the bars with the space is the past. And
it's
the
like
future.
the algebraic equation of the pluses and the minuses, and that's zero. So that's our X point. That's very interesting. I mean, but the X is a massive throughout history. It's everywhere. I mean, the X was with the Freemasons. The X is with military. It's with the Romans. It's with the Greeks. You see it in Egyptian cultures. So it's all over the place. And then also, real quick, Larry, one more thing. The Byzantine Empire was also absorbed into Rome, which is what we were referring to earlier, along with the Greeks. And that is why they lasted 1,000 years. It was from conquering, not necessarily because they were some noble, government beacon in the sky for everyone to follow. So Rome fell to what most civilizations do, is growing too far, too fast, and being much too greedy for its own good. So
a question on what you said, because is it Byzantine or Byzantine?
Byzantine or Byzantine?
It doesn't matter. Okay, because I grew up being taught it was Byzantine, but
Byzantine's
I've
fine.
also found out that quite a few country and city names are not pronounced how
It depends. It depends whether
so.
you make the Y is an I sound or a yes sound. So it depends upon your language and where you're at.
Gotcha.
Israel is Israel. You know what I mean?
Guess it. Yeah. How you pronounce it?
So you can Michael or Michael or everything has different. But my experience is it is Byzantine Empire, but I've also heard the Byzantine.
Okay.
So
very cool.
Also, depending upon what part of the region country you're from, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So people get on me because I say nuclear. But that's because I hang out with people from Boston when I played hockey. And on the West Coast, it's nuclear. It just is. You get up north and get up into Minnesota and you get the nuclear. And I'm working on it. I think I've said nuclear. And people haven't gotten on me. So, I mean, people really get pissed off at that shit, They get really upset.
Yeah. I guess, I guess soda too, because in Montana it's
soda
pop.
and pop and everything else.
So
yeah.
Jeff had an interesting take. X is the Greek letter for chi, and chi is for Christ.
Wait, what is it?
X is the Greek letter for chi or chai, and
chai.
is for Christ.
Chai. C-H-I?
Mm-hmm.
Chai.
And chai is for Christ.
Chai or chi? Key. Is it key?
I don't know how you pronounce it.
Well, what is it?
C-H-I. X is the Greek letter for C-H-I.
Ooh. Oh.
And that stands for Christ.
Gotcha. Yes, yeah,
so
sure.
that's an interesting take. And then Melanie said what the two eagles represent: powerful connection, unity, partnership, or significant upcoming opportunity for growth and vision.
Yeah.
So we had some very interesting.
Well, the eagle, you have 1,000 different. Just to be clear, you have 1,000. The only reason I'm moving into the Greeks and the facing each other is because of the motif and the overall blue and the white and gold symmetry. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You put all those things together and the period of some of those vases, and you put it all together.
We are looking at how to pronounce this letter from the Greek alphabet. We're going to be looking at how to pronounce more interesting and often mispronounced letters from Greek as well. So make sure to stay tuned and consider subscribing for more learning. So this is the Greek X.
Yes, that's correct, Larry. They did outlast Rome, but Rome was lumped in with the same time with the Byzantines or the Byzantines, however you want to say it. And when you look at the history of 1,000 years of Rome, they were included together, which is why it lasted 1,000 years. Just fact check me, dude. I don't have time to argue with you all the time. You're smarter than me, Larry. You're just so much smarter than me. I'm wrong.
Letter, often spelled as C-H-I in English. So in English, this is generally said and referred to as Chi.
Boom! 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 That's what I said.
You okay there?
It's right here. Don't mess with this thing. It's a trap.
For some reason. Now in Greek, this is generally said as he.
Shit! No, it's he. The C is silent, so you're wrong too.
He.
Sheet. She is how it is.
She.
So it's Kai. Because Kai is what I remember from my Yaya and Papu. But she is in Greek.
The X letter in Greek. In English, everyone says it as Kai.
Kai. So I don't remember it correctly.
French?
So she would. Well, my Yaya and Papu were always very, they spoke very, very good English. They were very, very clear. And they would want to teach me both, and I don't remember much. I remember how to say vagina and watermelon. And
it's funny that vagina stuck.
Yeah. Well, So that's about it. So, but it's interesting why I remember it that way when they were Greek. Why they wouldn't say she. But she also was 98, 99 years old and didn't have teeth, and so she could have been trying to say it. Anyway, interesting. The look on Olivia's face. I know I'm going to cut that one for sure. You go ahead and call this one off.
All right. Bobby Richardson, hopefully a good quick start. Love y'all. Thank you so much.
That's it?
Yep. I think I got one more though. I'm looking.
Whoever just hit a downvote on YouTube, you got fat fingers. Fix it.
Aw, Barry's watching.
Barry's watching. How do you know?
Because he just donated.
Barry.
I'm putting it in right now.
I'm reading something when you're putting that in. Just tell me when you're done. Appreciate it. He's you almost done here?
Yeah.
Can I go, or do you want to put this in?
I'm putting it in right now.
She's trying to put this in. Hold on, folks.
Sorry.
Larry.
Mr. Barry Morgenstein.
Thank you.
The headshot photographer. I added that one in.
Did you put that in?
Yeah, you guys are the best, especially your photos. I know the guy who took them's pretty cool too. Yeah.
Okay, so Larry, just the Byzantine Empire is considered a part of Rome because it was part of Rome. It was the eastern part of Rome. The western part fell before the Byzantine Empire. So when historians look at the 1,000-year length of Rome, they include after the West fell and the Byzantine Empire, which became Constantinople, survived. Okay? Okay. I'm just letting you know. Okay? So the 1,000 years of Rome is a myth. Western and Eastern. Byzantine Empire survived long after the West fell. It was a part of Rome, became Constantinople. That is why the history says. The western side of Rome died within 400 years. So that's what I'm trying to say. When people reflect upon that 1,000 years of history, they include the Byzantine Empire's longevity into the overall survival of Rome. That's my point. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Okay. I'm done reading comments. Will you please remind me? Just stop reading comments.
Yes.
I'm done. Yeah, that's what he was saying, but you didn't say that. Okay. Alfonso Mera, small donation. Love your show. Alfonso, I think that's a new donation.
I think so. I don't think I've ever heard
I've never heard of
so
Alfonso.
I appreciate it.
Alfonso, thank you for donating. We really appreciate it. All right. You guys can text in if you want to. We got a couple of messages here. From Waldo, Army tanker, currently a teacher. Thanks for your service. Hey, Matt, it's Living Patriot. Here's your test text. Thanks for the text. You guys can text us 276-200-2105. Listen, I didn't want that to take that long, but I'm glad it did. I think it's a good conversation. Here is a video of Donald Trump talking about it, which I thought was kind of cool. He did talk about it with Laura Ingraham. I played this, several months ago when he put up the Constitution. I thought it was so cool. So let's get that for you. By the way, we're sitting at 111. We need more people on. Here is Donald Trump talking about the new and improved Oval Office. You get to see it in video and live. Here it is.
You see the new and improved Oval Office.
Alfonso says twice I donated. Nice. And I've seen your name in chat. I just haven't seen a donation. So thank you very much, my friend.
As it becomes more and more beautiful.
What?
Video's not on the screen.
I know it's not. I'm sorry. No, I didn't know it was. Thank you for telling me.
With love, you see the new and improved Oval Office. As it becomes more and more beautiful, with love, we handle it with great love, and 24-karat gold. That always helps too.
Hi, Tina Savage, for the second time. Sorry, I called her out last night because I said hi to her, and she hadn't said. That was like the third time, and I was finally like, "Hello, Tina Savage," for the second time.
But it's been a lot of fun. We're going over some of the beautiful pictures that were stored in the vaults that were for many, many years, in some cases over 100 years. They were stored in vaults of the great presidents or almost great presidents.
See, and some of that work back there are grape leaves intertwined. So they've got some really cool stuff. Some of the decoration patterns you can see, like there's what looks to be in the center, almost like a seashell. But then you've got the reverse Victorian on the tip there, which is like the fleur de lis. And then it branches off into grapevines and wheat with a few flowers. It's a very interesting pattern.
Did they change the wallpaper?
No, that's the same wallpaper.
Is it the same wallpaper?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that has a very similar feel to this, and I don't know specifically this is lattice work, if that's what you call it. It just seems like the word I'm thinking of. Whatever they are, it's beautiful.
All having a reason for being up, every one of them. So it's very...
Larry says, I'm not hostile all the time. Okay, cool. But I don't know when you are, so I'll tone it down a little bit. Sorry, but that's it.
Interesting. You see the new and
Rome and its influence and its artistry was very warlike. I mean, they did broadswords and bastard swords and javelins and chariots, and they were military might. Rome was. This doesn't scream military to me. You know what I mean? Not at all. So that's where I'm kind of pushing back on the whole Rome thing, because it doesn't resonate with me that this has a Roman feel to it.
Proved.
Anyway, I thought it was very cool, and it was something fun to kind of look at.
Mel was like, our communist PM showed up.
Yeah. I saw a funny meme on that today. See if I can find it. So next is Bernie Sanders. I figured we would get to the Bernie bros. Bernie wants to tell you, and I'm glad Barry's watching, because I'm just motifs. Is that what it's called? Motifs or motifs? Motifs is 2 Fs. Who keeps downvoting on YouTube? Fuck you, YouTube. Seriously, listen, we're this close anyway to like just abandoning YouTube. I mean, keep it up. Keep up the downvotes, and I'm gonna start getting mad. Listen, if we get a downvote on YouTube, everybody needs to hit the like button. So would you please help out so we can go ahead and get them? The Eagles are the Roman standard. Yeah, we'll have that conversation, Larry. Larry, I'm done reading your comments. It's distracting. Bernie Sanders, if you have something, text in or call. Bernie Sanders wanted to go ahead and let everyone know that our taxpayer dollars are here starving 18,500 children. What are you doing? Okay, sir, excuse me. Hi, Ash. Don't close it. That's fine. That's not going to hurt anybody. Just leave it open for her, honey. Here, come open this one. Here, I got it. Okay, so Bernie Sanders is saying that all of our funding for Gaza is we've spent $22 billion to starve children. And here he's going to try to explain it to you. I'm going to give you a little bit of information that I'm sure Larry's going to argue with and bring it back to Rome, is why Bernie Sanders might just be wrong. Watch this, and then we'll talk about it.
Here is the list. These are the names of children published in the Washington Post today that have been killed by the Israeli military in Gaza. The United Nations reports that more than 18,000 children have been killed since this war began. And I should mention that more than 12,000 of these children were under the age of 12, and more than 3,000 children in Gaza have had one or more limbs amputated. These are emaciated children, their bodies in some cases barely more than skeletons. American people are seeing miles and miles of rubble where cities and towns once stood.
You say wubble? He's Bonnie. Trouble. Rubble.
They're seeing innocent people being shot down while they wait online to get food while they are starving.
Yeah, that's not what they showed. But
over 1,000 people have been killed waiting online to get food because they are starving. Despite these war crimes, carried out daily and in plain view, the United States has provided more than $22 billion for Israel's military operations since this war began. $22 billion.
Come here, baby.
One estimate based on Brown University research calculates that the United States has paid for 70% of the Gaza war. In other words, American taxpayer dollars are being used to starve children, bomb schools, kill civilians, and support the cruelty of Netanyahu and his criminal ministers.
Okay.
I would like to know what percentage of the Ukrainian and Russian war the U.S. has paid for. Just
Yeah, it's not
would like
important.
to know that.
Stop making sense. Knock it off now.
And also, how many of those 18,000 were the Israeli children that were killed, or did you just forget to mention them?
I got a better one. I would love to sit down and talk with Bernie. What age is 18 above for Hamas, terrorists, freedom fighters? What percentage of them are 18 and above?
Ooh, I have no idea.
Give me a guess.
18 and above, as far as that are part
18
of like,
years old and older, honey, are a part of Hamas. Give me a guess. Out of
maybe
the
like 25% of Hamas?
is 18 and older?
Or no, maybe like 75%. Maybe I'm getting
Okay,
that wrong.
About 46%
Okay.
are 18 and above. How many are above the age of 50?
25%.
About 13%. How many are above the age of 60?
2%.
About 3%. How many are under the age of 18?
53%.
18%. So of the freedom force of Hamas, when you're saying children are being killed, you mean enemy combatants who have been radicalized. Go ahead.
Yep.
Go out this way. Run. She's going to go. That was I'm going to literally poop on the floor go. So that's a big number. So when we take a look at the enemy combatants killed, you notice how Hamas state-run media, they don't go ahead and release that number. They don't release any of those things. But what you can assume that if Israel is prosecuting this war effectively and they are killing military or terrorists or people who are supporting terrorists, what if that ratio is 3 out of 4? So 3 are military, enemy combatants, and 1 civilian killed. A 3-to-1 ratio in a war of this magnitude is one of the best. Well, first of all, it's not a good number. It's a horrible number. It sucks. It sucks that people die in war, but guess what? They do. So now that we know that they do, and we're talking about war, we can put our grown-up pants on. We don't have to put our pussy pants on. A 3-to-1 ratio is probably one of the most consistent as far as being cautious in the last, prior to Vietnam and back, probably one of the best we've seen. In the last 25 years, a 5-to-1 ratio would be considered amazing. Technology's gotten better, less civilians killed, et cetera, but they still die. Israel is pushing like a 20-to-1 ratio right now. So if you assume out of the 60,000 Gazans that have been killed, and they're pushing a 20-to-1 ratio, so which is 5% are civilians out of 60,000. That number is very different when you think of 60,000, right? You're like, wait a second, 60,000 innocents killed. No, that's not what they're saying. What they're saying is that there are a certain amount of innocents that are dying and children that are dying. And for them to sit here and say that there's 14,500 children dying, that's very possible. But what you're not including is, are they military combatants, which Hamas, Hezbollah, JIP, the Houthis, IRGC recruit children. They start teaching them at the ages of 2 and 3 to play with pulled pin grenades, with empty grenades, dummy grenades, RPGs, handguns, rifles. There's kids and photographs you can go into and look at the videos of them holding Kalashnikovs, them holding school. And what they learn first is small arms fire. They learn how to use knives. They learn to kill the Jew. And 91% of Gazans believe that Jews should be eradicated from the earth. That is a very large number. And just that alone would tell you, of the adult age, 91% wanting to kill Jews, that 9 out of 10 who die are enemy combatants, just from their sheer philosophy and ideology. Now, should children die? No. Are there innocents dying? Yes. Are there kids starving? Yes. All of these things are absolutely true. 100%. War is hell. But in the history of war, I've never read, from the Japanese to the Ottoman Empire, to the Mongolians, to the Ming Dynasty, to the Shiite, the Sunni, the Kurds, to the Egyptians, to the Pharaohs, to the Greeks, to the Spartans, to the Persians, to Napoleon, to Patton, to Hitler. I have never heard of any invading country feeding their enemy. Never. Just doesn't happen.
Yeah. I have a quick question because I want to make sure I got the numbers right, because I thought you said it was 47% of Hamas was 18 and above, but you said it was only like 17% that was below 18. Mm-hmm. That doesn't add up to 100%.
No, it doesn't, because there's other ages and variables that I didn't include.
Oh, okay.
So I broke one down for 18 and above and 18 and below.
Got it.
Those are the only two numbers that I focused on.
Got it. Okay.
Then it was broken up into 45s, 50s, and 60s.
Okay.
What I wanted to show you was the old compared to the what's considered kids to the whatever. But there's demographics in there from the ages of 23 up to 30, whatever. I've got the numbers, but I can break them down for you. But you're right, it doesn't equal 100%. If I was to show you what it would be, like people over 18 and people under 18, it'd probably be like a 73% like you originally said, and like an 18% for kids. And then, whatever would equal 100.
Got it.
But it's immaterial to the conversation, because what you want to find out is look at how many kids have been killed that are military combatants, and 18% that have been killed are children because they're under 18. So it doesn't say 16, 15, 14, because if people go, well, a 13-year-old carrying a Kalashnikov, I can understand why that kid should die. I think anyone who's seen American Sniper or been outside the wire can tell you that a kid with a Kalashnikov is going to kill just as easily as an adult.
Yeah.
So my point is that they're not counting enemy combatants. They're not saying, so when you look at the numbers, it's like COVID numbers. They fudge it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Larry, I'm going to put my foot down, and this is going to be the last warning. Saying shit like that hurts the channel, because we just got a flag for what you said. So could you just tone it down a little bit with your fucking racist Aryan shit that you do? Because I don't need to get a flag because of what you say. So I know freedom of speech, and but Facebook isn't freedom of speech, bro. Okay. So could you have a little decorum? Could you stop trying to hurt the channel? And could you just put it in your pants for 2 minutes and stop espousing your fucking whatever it is you're espousing? I don't know what it is. You say you're not a racist. You say you're not a Nazi, but you want Jews dead and you want black people gone. And so can you just stop for 2 minutes, please? Because I do like you, but you're starting to annoy the shit out of me. Please, with all due respect. Okay, great. Fuck. Gentlemen, Larry, I'm just going to disappoint you. There's more Jew news. We can't get rid of these people. Seriously. Did Barry leave yet? Did we get rid of Barry? A bar in Utah refusing to serve Zionists in Utah. This guy went on, Michael Valentine. He went online. He's in Utah, and he's just like, I'm not going to serve Zionists. I don't want them here. They need to get the hell out of here. I don't want them. And he has given us an update. His name is Michael Valentine. He runs the Apparition Rum and Cider Bar, and has told Zionists, which are predominantly anyone who believes that that Israel should have a sovereign nation like the United States or any other country. Well, it hurts Larry, when you say, they should all kill each other, and we're talking about Jews, that's probably going to hurt the channel.
Yes, Barry is still here.
Just can't get rid of him. They just stick around. Seriously. God. Anyway, guys, we got to keep supporting Israel. Barry's here, so we don't want my photographs to turn out bad. So we got to. So here's the apparition bar. And this guy just looks like a peach. And you can tell he's a hippie. And he's one of these, I'm going to go ahead and change my profile pic in Facebook and save the world. And I'm going to go ahead and stand up against Zionism by not serving people. Do they understand that this is what the Nazis do and what the Nazis, don't they understand the dichotomy? Don't they understand the oxymoronic stance that they have of, we can't stand Nazis, so we're going to act like Nazis. Here it is. Here's the video. This guy's a peach. He's just a good-looking guy. You can literally smell him through the picture.
Read Barry's last comment.
Oh, Morgenstein. Oh man, that was good.
Yeah, that was very good.
I've heard some humdingers, but that was pretty good. I'm gonna dial it in for everyone to take a look at. So
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Do you want to read what he said?
Sure.
Okay, you go ahead and you read it. Get his lots of laughs in and then read it.
Yeah, Barry Morgenstein said, "Can I send Larry a beeper?"
Don't answer that page, Larry. Jennifer, my week has gotten much better. Thank you. Thank you. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Can I send him a pager? So, all right, let's listen to this guy.
And that was the point of their attacks. They're trying to put us out of business. So, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to stay open at this location much longer. We're going to be shutting down in the next couple of weeks. Happy Saturday, everybody. Here at Apparition. Got some bittersweet news for you today. We weren't able to get it. Sadly, after a year of just constant harassment, sabotage, business interference from the state of Utah, from our previous landlord at the Gateway. Our businesses are struggling to just stay open, and that was the point of their attacks. They're trying to put us out of business. So, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to stay open at this location much longer. We're going to be shutting down in the next couple of weeks.
What are these attacks that he's talking of?
These attacks, these violent, vivacious, and tormented mass casualty attacks are people simply deciding not to go to his establishment. So free market capitalism at its finest. Go figure that a communist doucheplow wouldn't be able to figure out what that means. The age-old, as long as she's not laying on the computer mats, I don't care. Yeah. I don't want her on there anymore. It's kind of funny, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you said don't come here. Well, they stopped coming, and now your business is being shut down. You got what you wanted, so there you go.
Like, let's look at alcohol from a gross margin standpoint. Okay. Mm-hmm. Most people buy their alcohol and receive anywhere from 12 to 20% discount on buying in bulk, right? So buying it by the case.
Okay. So
you buy a case of whiskey, Jack Daniels, 12 bottles. You're probably paying for that $170, $175. Normally it'd be $29.99, I would say, for a bottle of Jack. I don't know what it is now. I don't drink Jack, but say $30. So you do that times 12. You do that 300 three times, and then so $360. You're probably getting that $175, $200, maybe $225 buying in bulk, picking up, a case a week at a bar. Then you cut it, because everybody cuts their liquor. You can pretend you don't, but they do.
What's cutting liquor?
Adding water. Okay. So you cut the liquor, you cut it a little bit, you water it down a little bit, and you do a 2-ounce pour. And on a busy night in a bar, a bottle of Jack will probably last you an hour to an hour and a half. So you're going through 6-7 bottles a night easily in a good bar, hopping bar, moving fast, right? Because Jack and Coke is like the number one drink, or Crown and Coke is like the number two. Then 7 and whiskey is a big one. Shots, surprisingly, are pretty much tequila. And occasionally you get a vodka and cranberry juice because chicks come in and shit, and the local sorority comes in. But
Cosmopolitan.
No, never made a fucking, not in a whiskey bar. I had people like, can you make me a daiquiri? I'm like, sure. Poured whiskey. Here you go. Drink 5 of these and you'll think it's whatever the fuck you want it to be. No, I'm not making you a daiquiri. You think I'm going to blend drinks? I smoked behind the bar. You remember that?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I walk over by the blender and tap in an ash and start, sir, what are you doing? I'm like, I've got whiskey. I promise I won't put any ash in that. So we never blended drinks, but literally we broke the blender. Like we would go out front, we go, the rocks that were out in the front, we'd grab a rock, put it in there, close the blender, turn it on, break it. And then the owner would be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? The ice is hard. I don't know what's going on. We would break the blender on purpose. So let's just assume anywhere from 12 to 20%. Okay. That's your margin on your liquor. It's pretty good, but you have to understand that's net. Gross, you're probably making 30, 40, 50% per drink. The margin's actually really good, but you got to pay overhead. You got to pay insurance. You got to pay your employees. You got to pay for the dick who slipped when he walked in. You got to pay for your marketing. You got to pay for your bands. You got to pay for electricity. You got to pay for insurance, all these things, right? So end of the day, you're making 12, 20%. And if you decide, okay, I'm just going to cut 10% of my business out. I'm just going to goodbye. You've just cut your margin by a huge amount. So let's do the math. If you break up, let's say it's 20%. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. So 10% comes down to $2 of your overall business. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. So if you're running 20% and it's 20 cents on the dollar is what you're making, you cut 2 cents out of your profits. So if you make $100,000 a year in that bar, and that's your profit, probably more than that, and you cut out 10%, you just took out $10,000. Now, the problem with that is that's considered shrink. If you don't do year over year, it's shrink. It means your business did not perform up to expectation and you had loss. In retail, that's a 10-to-1 ratio of return, which means you have to go spend $10 to make that dollar loss that you made back. And the reason why is you have to reship, you have to rebrand, you have to remarket, you have to repackage, you have to resell, rebuy, and pay someone to go sell it and collect the taxes and have a customer come in and pay for all of that processes after you made zero. So it's a 10-to-1 loss. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes.
Who could possibly be on the phone right now? What's going on?
She just wants to know what time she needs to be home.
She said 9 o'clock.
Okay.
We've already agreed to this. Tell her you already spoke to your father.
Okay.
Is she asking?
She said, I think it's going to go longer than 9. What time do I have to be home?
I think grounding is a completely preferable option if you are.
Okay.
No, tell her to be home whenever she wants. I don't care. As long as she has adults there and they bring her home. Ask her the questions. But can you get back in the show? Because we got to do the show.
Yes.
Let me know when you're done.
Yes. Sorry. I don't answer texts unless it's the children.
So my point is that it's a 10-to-1 ratio in retail. In the food industry, it's less. The reason why is customers, you don't have to market to customers. It's word of mouth. But it's about a 5-to-1 ratio. Every dollar you lose in, which means shrink or food cost or breakage or you lose an employee and have to retrain, it's a 5-to-1 ratio. But the margins are smaller in the food industry and the alcohol industry. So if you give up 10% of your business, you are literally going to have a bad life. And I don't care if you're making $1 billion or you're making $100. And the reason why, and the perfect example is Las Vegas. Las Vegas is down 6% on this quarter based to previous years, and they are losing their ass with a 6% loss. This guy, let's just say it was 10%. 10%, but that's not the problem. Christians aren't going to go there. Jews aren't going to go there. There's a lot of people who support the Jewish community. So when this guy says, I'm anti-Zionist, everyone knows what that means. And this guy literally cut his own throat. He killed his own business. So congratulations. You did exactly, you thought the Jews wanted you out of business. Well, you gave them exactly what they wanted. you don't have a business anymore. So congratulations, you're out of one. Folks, we're going to be back. Olivia,
Yes.
we have the first trivia question.
Yes. All right.
So explain the rules so everyone knows.
Okay. So we're going to ask you a question right before we go to our pee break commercial.
I'm going to play the commercial and type it because I didn't prep it because I didn't have it. So it's going to play right during the commercial.
Oh, okay. So it's going to go up on the screen. Okay. Gotcha. So during the commercial, Matt's going to put up a question on the screen. You need to text.
We should not answer our kids, Michelle, ever. Michelle, remember a lot of the things between Olivia and I are banter and playful because this is what we do. So we always answer our children. We love our children. Yeah. But she's being an ass. And I even told her when she left, I said, it's not going to be 9 o'clock. Yes, it is, Dad. I promise. Okay? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll take that in a minute. So you need to text us at 276-200-2105. The answer, I don't have facial anymore.
You don't have?
Yeah, because it's broken. I gotta get my new phone.
That's not what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't have the
don't have facial.
Well,
remember
I
that.
don't. My phone broke. A toddler
That's not what
fell.
I wasn't talking about the phone.
Okay, yeah. I broke my screen. Anyway, text us at 276-200-2105. The answer with your name, first and last name, please. The first person to text us the correct answer and includes your name, first and last, you will have a donation, a $10 donation in your name.
Hold on.
Made for you.
Hi, I'm Olivia Spear.
Okay, go ahead. Keep talking because I'm getting it ready.
Okay, so you will
I put the number in the top hand corner. See it?
Yes, it's up in the top hand corner. Again, it's whoever gets to it first has to be the correct answer, and you have to have your first and last name. If you do not have your first and last name, your entry doesn't count. And whoever gets it first will have a donation made in their name, and that donation will be made after the commercial break. I already have the donation in hand.
Michelle Lionberger goes, yes, I'm familiar with your humor. Good. All right. Does everyone understand? By the way, everybody says, I want a Barry shirt that basically says, I'm going to send Larry a pager with a picture of Barry. I am on top of it. I am on top of it. Listen, I am going to pop the question and I'm going to play the clip. First person to text into 276-200-2105 will have JD donate $10. And trust me, tonight we need it. Here, we're going to play this and it will pop up.
Hi, I'm Olivia Spear, host of The Dumb Show. For 3.5 years, we never asked for donations. But after Facebook demonetized us for speaking the truth, we've had to turn to the one thing big tech can't cancel: you.
I'm Hayden, Matt and Olivia's daughter. This show's never chased sponsors or sold out. We've built something honest, and it's thanks to you.
I'm Ethan, their son. Every share, every dollar, every message, you're the reason we can keep calling out the BS and bringing color back to the world going gray.
If you want to help, we take PayPal, Venmo, or snail mail. You can send it to P.O. Box 2, Round Hill, Virginia 20142.
Can't donate? No problem. Just share the show with someone who needs to hear it.
Thanks for helping us stay loud, proud, and completely uncensored. You can donate at thedumbshow.com/donate.
You know what happens when you turn the dial harder? You can make a harder grimace. The harder you grimace, the more effective it is.
You tighten it so freaking, I can't do it. I can't untighten it.
That's what she said.
That's what she's, oof. Oof. Coming in with it. Pounded. Pounded. Pound.
Child got 15.
Ethan, you look like a hippie.
Totally tubular.
You know this is recording, right?
Okay, let's go. Smile. Donate. Don't start with me. Donations.
Look at all these texts. Holy shit.
Donations. Take one. Scene one. Ready. Set. Ethan. Ready. Don't screw it up.
Okay.
Ethan, don't mess this up. Ready. Set. Action. No. Whoa. Director calls action, not some stupid toddler.
But we've built something.
There's no but there. Why do you've been doing this since you were 2 years old? Try it again.
Just share the show with someone who needs to hear it.
He's so much better than you at everything.
Better at
Hayden, he's just like, even, it's just, go ahead, Hayden.
Thanks for helping us stay loud, proud, and completely uncensored.
That's a wrap. Well done, Spear family. I bet we make no money.
But I'm gonna owe them money without.
Hayden, do your thing again.
Oh, yeah, cut it.
Baby shark, doo 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 doo.
Wow, that was incredibly successful. I think we 18, 19, 20 texts, 25.
Well, we still got several texts without a name.
That's okay, but everyone pretty much, like Barry got in, Sandra got in, Ronnie got in, Carrie got in, Tina got in.
A couple people put the answer in chat. Chat
Yep.
doesn't count. It's got to be
Jennifer,
texted to us
Justin,
with your name.
Jeff Oliphant, Bradley, Scotty Bix, Judy Gurley, Jen. Oh crap, non-consecutive. Okay, so
Here, let me see who got it in first.
I already know.
I got to put their name
It's right
in.
here.
Okay.
Yep. So we've got a winner, and tonight's winner is for the JD. Let me do it. The JD. What should we call this? JD Trivia Hour. JD.
Question the dumb show question of the dumb question of the night.
The dumb question of the night, sponsored by JD,
JD
Stillwell. Get her down.
Okay,
She no more. You
Love
get
you.
cat hair everywhere, and I had to vacuum the whole. No. So the winner is who literally is the quick. Let me just give you. Let me give you the placed winners. Top 5. Number 5, Tina Savage. Number 4, Carrie Spricks. Knock it off, Yenny. I swear to God, Cat, I'm going to put you in the blender.
I need
I'm going to put you in the blender.
Squirt bottle.
Tina Savage 5. Carrie Spricks is 4. Ronnie Bubba Ford is 3. Barry Morgenstein is 2. The Jew didn't win. Go figure. You couldn't rig it or something, dude? Seriously?
Oh, God.
Barry, do you want to call your lawyer, or do you Barry, you can call your lawyer and we'll wait just to make, you can challenge the results. Barry Morgenstein was 2. Number 1, Libya's going to show you right now. Number 1 for the question of the night was, this is fun. We're going to do this every night. I like this. Living Patriot, donate $10. Winner, chicken dinner. Great job.
That was fun. It was JD. It was a great idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you for the idea.
It's pretty interesting, right?
Yes.
So let's keep doing it. I love that. And we're going to do it again. And here's what we'll do is one night a week, maybe Fridays, we'll do a t-shirt. I mean, JD's still got to pay $10, but we'll throw a t-shirt in or something, maybe a Red Friday shirt. We'll figure it out. We'll do something fun and we can start giving away some stuff. So let's do that. It's going to be fun. That was a good thing. So, did Barry leave? Because he didn't send
I
me
don't know.
Did he send me a pager? So I guarantee his lawyer's better than mine, so I got to be careful. Barry, his new book is coming out. If y'all don't know,
When's it coming out? October?
I think it's November 7th, if I'm not mistaken. We ordered it, by the way. He made me pay for it. Jew. And so, he's going to sign it with an autograph, and it's the coolest thing. You can go pre-order it now, and it's beautiful. The book is amazing. I mean, just the work that he has done and the photographs he's taken. And I love rock and roll. So it's going to go right behind us here. It'll be in place of honor. He's going to autograph it. I'm so very excited. And I was honored to give him, if the book was $200, I would have paid for it. He's just a good dude. Love him to death. He's a great friend of the show. He allows us to make fun of him, and he makes fun of us.
He's on the phone with his lawyer right now.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
See, the thing is
November 4th.
November 4th, whatever. 4th. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I thought. It doesn't matter. November 4th. So if you don't, you got to go to Ballast Books. You'll see it there for pre-order. We'll pull up the link. Olivia's going to grab it for you right now. And you can go to Ballast Books, and you can get the pre-order and order his rock and roll photograph anthology. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to love it. And I would recommend you guys go and pick it up. So she's going to go find the link for you.
How do you spell that?
Ballast Books, I think. And then look up Barry Morgenstein. That's Barry. You got the rest.
Yes.
Morgenstein.
Ballast Book Company.
Yenny needs her cat tower bed back. We have it, but it's not on cameras. You know what? Maybe we can put it over there by the flag. What do you think? Oh, Yenny, come here, baby. I'm sorry. Don't be mad at Daddy. Honey, come here. Yenny, come here.
She's moping.
She's mad. Come on, Yen. You can come up. Come on, Yenny. Come on, kitty. Come on, baby. Hurry up. Let's go. Not you, Yen. Ash, go lay down. All right.
Okay. This may not be it.
Yeah, it's Barry. Link us.
Please link us, because
Barry's got a tattoo to his butt.
Send me a link, please.
Call her up.
Text
I'll
me.
get it.
And then if you text me, I can put the link up.
I'll get it.
Oh, yeah. I was on a completely different website. I was not on the right one.
Did you do balls and ass book?
No.
Balls, ass, and tea?
No,
you went to a porn site.
No, I did not. I did not, but it didn't show up. I'll show you. I went to Ballast Book Company. I went to this, and it's totally not the same.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I'm getting it. So Rock and Soul be signed, autographed by Mr. Morgenstein. Get that for you here real quick.
Yes, the answer was 2 to that question.
Oh,
for anyone who didn't know.
Sorry. There's the link. Go get yourself a book.
I'll have to copy that so I can.
Non-consecutive. Grover Cleveland was separated, left office. So did Donald Trump. Only 2, right? So we're not talking about consecutive terms. We're talking about non-consecutive re-elections. And there was only 2. Rock and Soul available. Go get it pre-ordered. You can ask Barry. I was like one of the first. I don't know. I would like to think I was one of the first to pre-order it, but I did. I was right there for him, you know? So not only did he like rip me off for all the photos, but then I had to buy his book. And when he comes out here, I can't wait for the dinner. It's going to be great. I'm going to be like, hey, Barry, did you enjoy dinner? He'll be like, Matt, it was fantastic. Was it, Barry? Yeah. Good enough to pay for, Barry? Yeah, man, it was really good. Thanks for inviting me and hosting us. This was amazing. Oh my God. I bet you $1 billion that he would not let me get the credit card out, but that would be a good battle because I'm renowned for paying.
You are very quick.
I am renowned for, and I'm sly. Like I'll get that in there. All right. Charlie Kirk was on Megyn Kelly, and he's frustrated. He's a little frustrated, and here's the thing. This is why I don't want to make it big necessarily. I don't know if I have the talent. But I don't want people to tell me how to run my show. And if I don't run it the way they want, then they would, discontinue a relationship with me. Well, Charlie Kirk is getting some blowback. And this is what happens, Charlie, when you go on stage and you start making comments about Israel. And Tucker Carlson goes up there and starts making comments, and Megyn Kelly makes some comments. And I felt you guys kind of entrapped Megyn Kelly where she didn't really buy into it. But Charlie is feeling some regret because he brought on comedian Dave Smith, who is renowned for his anti-Israel stances. And he can be anti-Israel, and that's fine. You don't have to always agree with the Israeli government. You don't have to be a perfect victim. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody does. Allergies. The Gazans don't need to be perfect victims. The Jews don't need to be perfect victims. Victimhood very seldomly has a perfect victim. I got to stop doing all that cocaine. It's killing me. So the point I'm trying to make is that Charlie came out and made some comments. And he also platformed Dave Smith. Now, here's the thing. Would I ever platform Nick Fuentes? Sure. If I could make one deal with Nick, and it would be this. We're not going to talk about Jews. We're not going to talk about black people. We're not going to talk about the military. We're not going to talk about geopolitics. We're going to find out what we agree on and then go from there. And that is pretty much my agreement with everybody. When T.S. Dixon was here, let's find out where we agree. And then we can start playing with where we disagree. And if you listen to our interview, a lot of it is where we agree and we feed off of each other. And it builds a camaraderie and it builds a conversation that isn't laced in just conflict. It's laced in getting to know each other. So when we actually say things that we don't agree with, we actually listen to the other person. That's the only thing I'd say to Nick Fuentes. And as long as Charlie Kirk laid that out with Dave Smith and say, listen, I don't agree with your views. I don't want to talk about Jews. I don't want to talk about black people. I want to start off with you and me getting to know each other, where we agree, and then we can kind of talk about where we disagree. That is a much better and conducive relationship to have in a conversation than, I hate Jews, you don't, let's go. Because that's not a debate. Because a lot of what they're doing is based on emotion. A lot of what Dave Smith talks about is emotion. A lot of Fuentes is not experiential learning. He's talking about emotion. And when you ask these guys the big question, this is the one question, the hardest question in the world. When you say, well, I don't like Jews, or I don't like Israel, or Hamas should be, a two-country state, a two-state solution. My simple question to all those people who say, black people do this, or Jews do this, or transgenders, my question, what's the solution? And whenever you bring up that word, these people literally deflect. They buckle like a belt because they don't have any solutions. All they have is a way to talk literal crap about everything, and that's what they do. They grift on it. The one thing I like about Charlie Kirk is that he has an opinion, and he usually has solutions attached to it. Here he is. I've got a perspective. Liv, I want to get your perspective. Tell me what you think about this and Charlie Kirk and what he has to say.
Okay.
Look, I'm afraid because, again, I want civilization to win. I want the West to win. I don't want the Islamo-fascist barbarians to storm the gates of Jerusalem. I want the holy sites protected. I believe in the Holy Land. I love that Jesus walked on water there and rose from the dead and preached in the Mount of Beatitudes. Like, I feel the connection to Israel. But at the same time, simultaneously, when the hostile reaction is that now Meghan and Charlie are enemies,
right?
Boy, I'll tell you, like, you're not gonna, I wouldn't say lose, but you will weaken and just basically deflate two of your strongest advocates if that continues.
Meghan and Charlie are enemies. So what he's saying is that he platformed Dave Smith. I love how he throws Meghan in the middle of it, right? He's like, because I platformed Dave Smith, all of a sudden, you got to hate Meghan and I. What are your thoughts on that?
One, I have some questions. I don't know who Dave Smith is.
He's a comedian who is very much against the Jews.
Okay. So he was on Charlie Kirk's show?
He's just noticing. He's asking questions. Yes.
Okay, so he was on Charlie Kirk's
show. Charlie platformed him. Honey, the easiest way would be like me platforming Nick Fuentes without Charlie's audience.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what do you mean platforms? Like what?
I put him on the show.
Okay.
I have him sit next to me in your seat, and I bring him on.
So just as a
I'm
guest.
like, hey, everybody, I've got a good friend a person in the studio. It's Nick Fuentes, everybody. And he's like, Zeke Heil, everyone.
Gotcha. I didn't realize that was called platforming.
Yes,
I
it's
don't
okay.
know the speak.
Putting him on stage.
He was a guest on his show, or he was on stage, or whatever he was.
Yep.
So now people are saying that
Israel.
Meghan
sponsors Charlie gets money from obviously from certain groups that are pro-Israel, certain sponsors that are pro-Israel, just like everybody does.
And so people are saying that him and Meghan are enemies now. Is that what?
Yes, because they platformed Dave Smith.
Okay, gotcha. So
So are they pro-Israel or are they not? Because they put on. If I put on Nick Fuentes, would I be pro-Israel?
Yeah, you would. Because you are pro-Israel.
Right, but the question I really have is, how does that define whether I am or not?
Exactly.
Because I bring somebody in by association doesn't mean that I'm either or I'm not. It should be based upon my conversations and merit. And if Dave Smith is anti-Israel and sponsors don't want to participate and be seen with him, well, that's what it's called. It's called a sponsorship. It's marketing, and they're paying you money because they like your brand. But if your brand goes off message to what they believe, they may not want to be associated with you. So by you platforming people who have a very diverse, eclectic, and controversial opinion, Let me ask you a question. If all of a sudden I had a Klan member on the show, he's sitting there, full hood, full robes, everything. He's just sitting there. He's like, "Hey guys, how we doing?" I'm like, "Geez, John Smith, it is so good to have you here." And he's like, "Yeah, man, absolutely. Let's kill the African American." How do you think Facebook would react?
I don't think they'd be very happy, and I think we might lose Damani's friendship.
No, Damani wouldn't care. Damani would be like, "Next time, invite me, because I want to be sitting next to that guy."
So,
but
but
you get my point, right?
Yes, I mean it's kind of like we're Republicans having a Democrat, a very far left lib Democrat on the show as a guest. Doesn't make us Democrats. Doesn't make us leftists.
And that's where I'm with you.
That's where the point of our show is, and I'm pretty sure is to have a good conversation and to have people that don't agree with you 100%. And that's what makes a good conversation.
Right.
Now, I understand some ground rules. If he didn't set the ground rules and this Dave Smith guy's up there going, I hate the Jews, go Hamas.
It's not
Hamas,
that bad. But Dave Smith, he just asks questions. He just notices. He's one of those people. He's Candace fucking Owens.
Yeah.
He says things with no context, and he's really great at the surface level. But when you get to solutions, he's like,
well, Charlie Kirk probably should have done some. Not research, but probably should have just set some ground rules on him and said, "Hey, this is what we're not going to talk about because I understand that this is, you are okay with this, but I'm not. We can talk about it, but I don't want to hear, blah 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 blah."
No, but you know what? I wouldn't even say that. I'd say I want to hear it all. Just understand if you go ahead and you open up with those things, I'm going to push back. This is where conversation starts, right? But just because, listen, this is the same thing they're doing to Trump because Trump knew Epstein at one point and spent time with him. Immediately, Trump is a pedophile. It's guilty by association. It's the dumbest thing in the world. Charlie Kirk isn't anti-Israel. He has questions about where money is going, what we're getting for our money. He believes that Israel takes a lot of U.S. influence, but also impacts our politicians with AIPAC. And they do. They are the #1 political action committee out of all countries. They put a shit ton of money in our pockets. Netanyahu just literally sat with state legislatures and senators when they're out of session. People are like, is that influence? Isn't that working with a foreign body? Should we go ahead and talk about the Hatch Act? Should we talk about working with foreign countries? All of those things make people trepidatious, not just about Israel, but any country that has its hands inside our government. I agree. I don't believe in having dual citizenship serve in our country. I don't believe there should be any senator who has dual citizenship. I don't think there's a state legislature. I don't think anyone in our government should have dual citizenship. It should be America first. Mm-hmm. But we also need to look at the other side, that Israel is a massive influence. We have Jews who are working in the state legislature. Their homeland is Israel. Their love is for Israel. It's where their spiritualness is. It's where their God is. It's where the Holy Land is. And it is absolutely essential to their makeup as human beings. And they don't see dual citizenship as a conflict. Once again, there's two sides to every story. But to harm Charlie Kirk and have advertisers pull because he has a controversial figure is what we have a problem with. The fact that we had people who spoke out against COVID and the vaccine and we were blacklisted. The fact that we had Houston Methodist go ahead and send us data from the CEO of the hospital, or excuse me, the lead, whatever he was called. What do you call that?
CFO, CEO, president?
I guess he was the CEO. He sent out communication that the vaccine wasn't as effective as they said. And in fact, it was like a 6% increase with vaccine from going into ICU, then less. And the numbers were being fudged. And they saw like 1.3 million people in a quarter. And that is a huge sample size. So we released that and then we got banned for it. If I had Nick Fuentes on, I would get blacklisted from YouTube. That's not okay. Like, I would totally have David Duke on. When people are like, how can you platform and give these people a voice? Because I want to hear what they have to say. I want these people exposed. I want them in the light. I don't want them in the shadows. And if Nick Fuentes needs to be exposed, well, then somebody's got to do it. So why not me? But here's the thing. Here's the problem. You don't know what they're really afraid of? Is that they may find that although Nick Fuentes does have some very negative opinions about Israel and black people, he also says it in a way that isn't completely offensive when he's not trying to be. And it's really hard to argue people who make common sense arguments that are based. Dave Smith does that. Candace Owens presents that. Tucker presents that. And they skirt the line of what they're saying they're against by covering it with, I'm just asking questions. I'm just noticing some things. I'm doing a lot of noticing lately. That's code word for the Jews are responsible for everything bad in the world. So I think there's a fine line. And if people, but here's the thing that I would expect from Charlie Kirk, is that his reputation precedes him. And he is excellent at what he does. And what I would have done is instead of go up there and say, you don't want me? You don't want me to be pro-Israel? That shows that you have some problems with Jews and Israel. Because if you were unabashedly pro-Israel, like you said, the birthplace of Jesus, the Holy Land, and you truly believe what you just said, then nothing could shake your resolve. Nothing could shake your spirituality. Nothing could shake your commitment to Israel, if that was true what you said. And you just said, if they don't knock it off, they're going to lose Megan and I, and that's really going to hurt them. That means that your loyalty and your beliefs and your spirituality is for sale. And if I was Charlie Kirk, and I'm not, I would say these people are more than welcome to leave. I will continue to support Israel. I will love the Holy Land. I will love the Jewish people. I have strong ties with Judaism and Christianity, and I absolutely believe that they are a sovereign nation and I'm a Zionist through and through. If they want to leave me now, that's their choice. We'll find other sponsors, but I'm not going to compromise my principles for money. That would have impressed the shit out of me, not what he did.
You have a question.
12 inches.
Haven't heard that one in a while. Jen McCarver would like to know, if you were to invite a Democrat on the show, who would you want it to be?
It's a good question. You know what? Can I be honest?
Sure. I'm thinking that's what.
No. And it's a question because it's just a saying, honey. Yeah. It's just a saying. Okay. I don't think the prerequisite would be their political ideology. I wouldn't. I don't think I would invite someone based on their politics. I wouldn't invite someone based upon their financial status. I wouldn't invite someone based upon their theological beliefs. I wouldn't invite somebody based upon their looks. I would pick someone who I know that I would disagree with, but that person has enough magnetism to change my mind. So I would invite Bill Maher. Not because he's a Democrat, because he's not. Not because he's an atheist, because he isn't. There's a lot of things and misconceptions about Bill Maher, but I would put Bill Maher in the chair. Now, of course, I could put Mike Rowe in the chair as somebody who I would just listen to and not say a word to. And I'd be like, can we be gay for a night? But if I want someone who I know has enough magnetism to change my mind, who I disagree with. So that can be anyone from any political ideology. They don't need to be a Democrat. Joy Behar is not someone who I find to have a magnetic personality, and I don't believe they could change my mind because I don't think they're capable. I don't believe that Joy Behar is capable of reaching the level of intellect required to change my mind. And that's not egotism.
Go around, sweetie.
Is it E?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Ash, go around.
Go around.
Go to the kitchen. Open up the door, E.
She's waiting.
Call her and take her out. Oh, puppy's running.
A lot of people answered for you, thinking a lot of people said Harold Ford Jr.
Yeah, Harold Ford Jr. is someone who but see, Harold Ford and I would get along like famously.
Yeah.
See, Harold Ford Jr. and I think more alike than anyone on the five. Sincerely. I think Harold Ford Jr. and I probably agree on 99% of the things that because he understands both sides and he does he doesn't take both sides. He has an opinion. He just doesn't let it get into the panel because the panel's job is to talk about things and uncover things that people don't know. Well, you don't do that when you literally draw party lines. Harold Ford Jr. sees both sides, and I do too. I don't defend both sides, but I will tell you what the sides are, and then you get to decide. This show, if all sides were not taken, I would take that, allsides.com, because I believe that. But I love Harold Ford Jr. I really do. I like the guy.
Howard Stern was a guest, Tulsi Gabbard, Tampon Tim, Newsom, Schiff.
Okay, slow down. Tulsi Gabbard would love to talk to Tulsi. And and she's very, very intelligent, and she could totally change my mind, but the question would not be soft. I would get to know her. We would find out where we agree. And then I would, within the first 5 minutes, I know I would disagree with her. Because I would simply ask her the question, why did you abandon all your political ideologies? And how did you literally change your opinion on everything in 2 years? How? Tell me how you do it, because I don't understand how you do it. That's a good question. When your neurons are set and you're an adult and your pathways are where they are, what traumatic event or what ecliptic moment literally allowed you to uncover the Rosetta Stone and the Crib Key and the Enigma code breaker to literally change everything you believed in 2 years and do it with a straight face? That's what I'd ask her. But when you talk about Adam Schiff has the intellectual capacity, but he doesn't have the integrity to change my mind because he can't be honest. The thing I would ask Adam Schiff simply is, can you please tell me a time that you've ever been wrong? And have you ever admitted it? He won't be able to answer that question in the affirmative. And he would spin. And I'd say, okay, well, we're not moving forward until you answer the question. That's what we're going to agree to. I ask you, you ask me, and we answer. The question is, please tell me a time that you've admitted that you've been wrong. Were you not wrong to go ahead and solicit Russians to go ahead and collect information on Donald Trump? Were you not wrong when you stood up and said you had information on Russiagate and you didn't? Were you not wrong with your real estate loans and some of your dealings that you did? Were you not wrong with your just blatant treatment of some of your staffers? Were you not wrong with some of your campaign investments? Why do your investments shadow 97% of the time Nancy Pelosi? How is that possible? What are the odds of that happening? And if you are following her, why are you following her? I would ask him questions like that. And when he can't admit that he's wrong, well, then the conversation's over because it's disingenuous and it's fake. But see, this is the problem with interviewers. They won't do this. This is so West Wing. Go watch the debate episode on West Wing when they start asking really hard questions. There are no more interviews anymore. It's literally talking points. They tell them what they're going to say. Ask T.S. Dixon. I didn't tell him anything I was going to say. Ask anyone who's been on this show. I have never laid it out for him what we're going to talk about. Ask Barry Morgenstein. If you truly are comfortable in your own skin and you truly believe the things that you say, then you shouldn't need to know what's going to be asked. Because I want to know that somebody can say, I don't know. I don't have an answer. I wish I had one. I don't. I haven't thought about it. I haven't given the time to it. Or honestly, I've asked myself that same thing. I would love to hear that from people. But there's very few people who do that. Mike Rowe is one of them. Megyn Kelly is one of them. There's not many people who say the words, I don't know.
Diane would like to know, would you have a joint with Bill?
Oh, I'd smoke a joint with Bill.
I'd smoke a joint with Bill.
I'd absolutely smoke a joint with Bill. Yes. Yes. And I haven't smoked a joint in almost 30 years. But I would totally smoke a joint with Bill. Absolutely. I would absolutely have a drink and a joint with Bill. She answered that it was the debate stage while running for president. Yes, Judy, but that's the reason, but that's not a valid reason. You can't literally change your mind that late-term abortion is acceptable and then flip it. You can't literally change your mind that open borders is good and then flip it. You can't literally change from cashless bail is a bad thing and is a detriment to society. You can't go ahead and say that DACA recipients deserve legal status. You can't say that student loan forgiveness is absolutely imperative. You can't say that you want to decrease the defense budget. You can't say those things. You can't say you want to raise minimum wage and then don't. You can't say you want to abstain from religion and all facets of societal structure. So you can't do those things. So she changed Everything. Can you imagine if those things that I mentioned, you woke up tomorrow and every one of them flip-flopped? How? Because you were on a debate stage and they tried to embarrass you? No. That means that your convictions were weak to begin with. And if you can change them once, you can change again. And that's a person I can't trust. And I would ask her that question. You're an intel professional. You were an intel like I was. How do you expect me to trust you? That's all. All right. But that's it.
That was a good question.
There's so many people. Yeah, it's a great question. There's so many people I'd love to talk to. But you know what? The real answer is I want to talk to anyone who wants to have a conversation with me. There is nobody I won't talk to. If tomorrow Nick Fuentes called and said, dude, I'm you and me, I'd say, okay, what are the rules? Because you know what I would love to do? I would love to have Nick Fuentes here and turn the fucking cameras off and have a real conversation and ask him some questions. And the number one question I would ask Nick Fuentes is, I just want you to answer this one question honestly. It's not being recorded. I'll never repeat it to anybody. What percentage of you is real and what's fake for the audience? Just be honest with me. Just you and me. Don't tell anyone else. I won't say a word. You know what he says? 90% is for the audience. And 10% is me. I am unabashedly American first. And most of the things that I say are because I'm racist, because I dropped the N-bomb, because I want to push the limits. Or I push on Jews because I want to push the limits. But truly, I respect the Jews. I respect that they are dedicated to their country, first and foremost. I wish America would do that more. And when he would say those things, you would understand who he is. But it's the 90% show that literally drapes over the 10% of who he really is. On my show, 90% is who I am, and the 10% other is me playing a game. I give you 90% of, sometimes I'm too honest with who I am. Olivia will tell you. I'm very, very transparent with who I am. And I don't hide from it. So, all right, let's get into this. Okay. Do we have any more donations to enter?
Nope, that's it. Dumbshow.com/donate. Everyone, goal is 300. We would love the help.
We've had 2, 3, 4 donations tonight?
4.
Wow. A little slow. JD Vance is conspiring. First of all, this Lincoln Project. Can you guys please find a new person on vocals? This lady, she literally sounds like my 976 operator when she plays her voice. This is their new thing. JD Vance is working with Murdoch from Fox to institute the 25th Amendment against Trump and take over his presidency. This is the new video. We'll talk about this. Lincoln Project, my favorite videos, wrote these. Mommy, who won? Trump did. Trump won. But I thought he couldn't win for a third time. So did we. So did we.
Oops, Donald. You thought you sent JD Vance to talk to Rupert Murdoch about stopping the Epstein story.
Oh, I can't stand this chick's voice.
Well, that didn't work. But there's something you should worry about, Donald. Something you should think about. What if JD Vance cuts a deal with Rupert? Maybe JD Vance and Rupert figured out the succession. Who comes after you? They don't want to wait. Maybe they talked about when to start
You don't want to wait.
the 25th Amendment process to take you out. You should have sent Don Jr. or someone else that you could trust. Because you know JD Vance will tell anybody whatever it takes to get what he wants. And Rupert, he won't just listen to JD. He'll take action. And if JD and Rupert get their way, you'll lose, Donald. You'll lose everything.
If hepatitis had a voice.
She sounds like, she sounds like she's trying to be the 977 sex operator.
She sounds like she's trying to fuck the microphone.
And also she reminds me of what the rich kids in like Cherry Creek Mall that drove $500,000 cars and looked down upon you when you walk down the mall, at the mall. That's what her voice reminds me of, is some uppity elitist who thinks they're better than everyone. And here's the thing, her voice, she thinks she's trying to sound sexy and it's not working at all.
So let me ask you a question. Why would J.D. Vance want a presidency that is about to be a lame duck if they lose the House? Because if they take Trump out, they lose the House, they lose the Senate. And his last 3 years is a lame duck presidency. Why would he want that presidency? Why doesn't he just wait? Why not wait? You're the vice president right now. You could go ahead and separate from his policies 6 months before the election. You can go leak some things. You can go ahead and have your pundits go out there. And JD has really been against Donald Trump. You can even make some public things to be against him. You cannot maybe split a vote, put up a piece of legislation that's really close and it's 50-50, and you wouldn't be the tiebreaker. You could do things like that. Why not? Why don't you do what Reagan did? Or why don't you do what Bush did? Bush Sr. Bush Sr. broke away from a lot of Ronald Reagan's policies at the end. So it's not that hard. But why would you want a lame duck presidency? It makes no sense. This is stupid. This is just the Lincoln Project doing what they always do. They couldn't find their ass with two hands and a flashlight.
Well, we got to ask, what's worse, her voice or the dude they hired to be the Republican in there?
They're the same person in my eyes. They are literally the same. But let's get that donation in. We need some life. We need some CPR to the donations tonight because we're already at 9:00 and we can't keep going till 10. We have to stop. You guys have to stop doing this to us. 3 hours. It's a lot of work.
And I just remember I work a full-time job in the morning.
And I work. I don't know why people don't think I work full-time. I work full-time too.
He's always up before me anyway.
So if you guys can help out, please, let's get there. I hate to. We'll give you overtime, but don't hold us hostage. Please let us free. Please, can I have some more porridge, please?
Thank you, JD. Appreciate it.
Yes, JD. Thank you. He's going to go for the 8. What you mean? He's going to run for a third term? No, he's not. No, he's not. Yeah, Trump's not going to run for 3 terms. It's not going to happen. Well, he's already run 3 times, so he's not going to run for a 4th time. It's not going to happen. You're not going to be able to do it. Constitution's going to stop him cold, and the Supreme Court justices won't allow it to happen. And honestly, the Republicans won't allow it to happen because they don't want a 3-4 term Democrat. We already had that with FDR. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants a monarchy. Why do you think they specifically called it a succession? We don't call the president. We might call a successor, but not a succession. So you're literally lining up lineage to take over the presidency. That's what Clinton, Obama, and the Bushes did, right? So no, he's not going to run again. I told you guys I was never going to have Candace Owens on again. And because we're not hitting goal, I'm going to do it because you guys are frustrating me. Candace Owens in 4 stages laughs off Macron's lawsuit. Says, nope, it's not going to work. I want you to listen to this. I have to show you this. I have to. And some people are like, why? And I already know who's going to hit me. Jennifer's going to hit me. Matt, why are you covering Candace Owens, but you're not covering Russiagate? Because I've already covered Russiagate a million times. And Candace Owens deserves to be called out because nobody else is going to do it. Nobody else is doing it. Everyone else is afraid of her. I'm not afraid of her. She stole my t-shirt design. Fuck her. Laughs off Macron's, all informed, in a 2-minute video, she does all this. Listen, seriously, 2 minutes. Laughs off Macron's lawsuit. Completely says they're nuts, not going to happen. Then says, I'm confident in a well-sourced reporting. I have nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Well, you just said that the lawsuit wasn't going to take place. Then you're like, well, I don't have anything to worry about. Then Trump is a genocidal traitor and should be removed from office for treason. It's the 3rd thing. Then, please, Trump, save me now. You don't get so
much. The more that I think about it, the more absurd it is.
You don't see this much crazy unless you literally see a pregnant woman who just delivers off their SSRIs who's going on the 5th month of no sleep after they canceled The View. This level of crazy is like nothing I've ever seen. Like, this is a case study. The FBI should do psychological profile on Candace Owens and then teach a class on it. She goes from 4 stages of nuts. I mean, it's like, you guys heard 3 Faces of Eve? This is the 4 faces of Candace Owens. Yes, this is quick. I'll leave a lot of comment on this. We're just going to watch it. Let Olivia comment on it. Enjoy this.
The more that I think about it, the more absurd it is. Now, the Trump administration purports to care about free speech. That was what they ran on. Of course, they're not doing any of that stuff anymore. They're creating DEI for Israel. and pushing through laws to redefine anti-Semitism. But they pretended to care about free speech. And you had J.D. Vance, who went over there to Europe and gave a whole speech, tisk tisk, to all of you European leaders that are no longer listening to what your constituents want and are instead punishing them for their speech. If the majority of your constituents think something, you can't create laws and punish them. Like, right? That was kind of the gist of his speech. Like, the markets have decided what they want, and now you're punishing these people. That's crazy, he said. America's going to be a leader. We don't believe in this. We won't support this. Then you have a literal European leader that is basically saying F you to the American Constitution, right? Emmanuel Macron and Brigitte are saying, you know what? We don't like that podcaster in America. And we are going to launch a lawsuit that's never been launched before, an unprecedented lawsuit to impoverish her for speaking. And both J.D. Vance and Trump have not issued a statement. In fact, where are the journalists even asking them to make a statement? Okay, a state leader is speaking about your constituent.
That is how far you have fallen. Nobody fucking cares. Every single person, even your supporters, want to see the blood. Because that is what you have turned them into. You have turned them into ravenous non-thinkers who want the red meat. And I will tell you, lady, as high as you go is as hard as you will fall. And they will build you up and they will tear you down. And that is why I have tethers to the ground. And I will never let this thing, you know what? People may ask, well, wait a second, how come you haven't gone global yet or whatever? This takes a lot of work. But if you think that I haven't pulled down on tethers to keep me grounded or added sandbags to the basket so I don't go too far too fast, you're insane. Because I have. We have been offered opportunities that I've turned down. And I will not take, simply because I don't want this. I don't want to be propped up just to be destroyed.
And launching a lawsuit and saying you're going to impoverish them for executing the First Amendment right. Where are you? If you are Trump, the first thing you should have done, if you purport to care about America and our Constitution, as you're supposed to be the person that's defending that day in and day out, you would come out and you would say, I don't even know whether I believe that she's a man or woman. Doesn't matter, right? I didn't watch the series. Fair. He didn't watch the series. He could even say, like he said to me on the phone, that I looked at her real close on the Eiffel Tower and it looked like a woman to me. Okay, you can say all those things, but you should say it's unacceptable. I'm a leader of this country. It is unacceptable that this leader would threaten the First Amendment in any way. We don't need Pam Bondi rushing to issue a statement about a college male that's been shoved by a student for wearing an IDF shirt, okay? We don't need the federal government getting involved on something so meaningless. But we might need our federal government when it comes to this, okay? The job of the federal government is to...
Why won't you just let me hate Jews? Why can't I call for the extermination of Jews? Why is this a problem? Like, I'm so confused. Like, gag me with a spoon. Bitch is nuts.
Defend us against foreign invaders. And I would pretty much say Emmanuel Macron right now is being a foreign invader. But no, they're silent. They are silent. And that's a pretty loud silence right now. Because like, if I remove myself out of the situation, it is crazy that Trump has been silent on this matter, especially after Emmanuel Macron flew and tried to get Trump to shut me up.
Is this before or after you said Trump called you personally and told you to back off? And that he was listening in on the phone line. Is this before or after you had that crazy batshit? I can't wait till she comes out and shows everyone she has a dick. Like, I am waiting for it, that she just stands up. And the secret clue in the library with Mr. Green is the candle dick. I can't wait until she shows everyone she has a dick. Because I'm not putting it past her. This is the most epic troll we've ever seen. Almost done.
He knows what Emmanuel Macron is doing and how desperate he is to do it. So why is he allowing this attack on our speech? It's crazy.
Even mute doesn't help. She used to be so pretty, so smart. My Nubian princess. Now, literally, she's as annoying as a $10 blowjob hooker in Chicago. I mean, seriously, like, shh, don't talk. Just shh. Just take the $10, go get your crack, get the fuck out of my car. Liv, your thoughts on Candace Owens?
In my opinion, I hear some nerves in her voice.
Oh, she's scared.
And I hear
scared.
a little bit of fear.
Oh, yeah, a lot of fear.
And I think she realizes she has gone too far. Or, in my opinion, she felt she was going to have the backing of Trump and the media in the United States to back her, and that the Macrons would back off.
Yeah.
And she thought wrong. And now she's going, oh, fuck.
Yep.
Oh, what am I going to do?
Yep.
So she's just grabbing the shovel and she's digging in a lot far, and she's making the hole bigger. And to be honest, I have no love lost for her. And the day she comes out and says, and she gets sued and she loses and she's got to pay, and she comes out and goes, unfortunately, I can no longer do this. I've got to shut my show down.
She's not going to she's going to run a GoFundMe, and she's going to get her supporters to give her $1 million. You know that's what's going to happen. All the anti-Jews will come out and they will support her, just like they supported that other neo-Nazi prick. Yeah, that's what they do. There's plenty of people who hate Jews out there who will give her hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay her lawyer's fees. That's her safety net. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just like if we pulled the chicken switch on the show, these people would support us. Mm-hmm. We know this. Well, she's got 1.5 million followers. And if the 1.5 million just stuck to the percentage that we have, you know, we've got about 300, 400 extremely loyal live show watchers. And we have tens of thousands of people who interact every week. I mean, we have hundreds of thousands of people that interact with our show every single week. But if we pulled the chicken switch, I'm sure people would find a way to help out. But this,
she's not.
This chick is wacko. I gotta get into some other stuff because we're running out of time, and we've got to do this, and we got to make goal. But so let's go help out. Frank Riley, 2264. Thanks for a great week, guys. Why did a coworker leave no baked cookies behind? I don't know, but somebody needs to be held accountable for that.
That's horrible. That's is like the worst possible thing. That coworker should be on your list now.
Yeah, that's horrible.
For sure.
That is horrible. Oh, CJ, thank you. Saving grace. CJ Jenkins, thank God. 6744, 25782. We're right there, folks. Let's do it. All right, I'm feeling our momentum. Here comes the donations. Good. Let's go. Big balls. I've got some balls. She's got some balls. I've got the biggest balls of them all. Little AC/DC.
I was trying to figure out who that was.
So when I heard that Big Balls, this is the guy who worked for Doge and worked for Elon Musk and came out and had all these things to say about him. And, we got to see his picture and, people were celebrating him. And this is what he looks like, if you don't remember. And he had some stardom. And he went by Big Balls. Well, Big Balls just got big shits kicked out of him. Arthur Bergman says, I would do her. Would you do her? First of all, what a great question. No, I would not have sex with Candace Owens, because here's the thing. That is a stink you just can't get off you. Crazy is a stink. And trust me, I've slept with crazy chicks before. Crazy chicks, they don't leave. They're stage 4 clingers. And once she got a taste of this, once she got the vanilla nightmare, forget about it. She'd never leave. I couldn't get her off me. No, I would not sleep. Plus, I've made some vows to somebody else. Whatever. Secondary point. No, I would not have sex. There's not a woman out there who I would leave my wife for.
I love how you said woman, which he's leaving it open to man.
No, I started thinking about Monica Bellucci, and I completely lied. Like Monica Bellucci, I'd just be like, I'm sorry. Like, you want to join us? Because it's Monica fucking Bellucci. Just like if Ryan Reynolds walked in, I'd be like, I can totally.
He's starting to lose a little bit of luster.
He is. He's kind of turned into a simp, hasn't he?
He's kind of like riding Blake Lively's coattails.
Yeah, he is.
She's gone a little freaking nuts, and he's kind of Well,
don't turn into Candace. Candace loves. All right, so let's get back to Big Balls. Big Balls. There was he was in Washington D.C. and very, very late at night, 3 a.m, and a lady was getting carjacked by some males of a certain color persuasion. So 2 teens were arrested And, you know, they keep saying that crime's down 26% and Washington, D.C. is much better. No, it's not. It's still horrible. But this guy went and helped this lady who was being carjacked. And they proceeded to beat the shit out of him. And I was writing a piece on this. This was going to be my show today. And then I saw that Tyrus had something to say from the Five. And I got to say, Tyrus is one of my favorite people on the planet. And he was on Greg Gutfeld's show. And this was his take. And I hadn't seen it. So I started doing research and I started writing this. And essentially it was going to be that we need to name the heroes. You know, the Daniel Penny situation. We should honor them. Donald Trump, I'm serious, should give him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And we should honor people who run into burning buildings, or not just military.
Put their lives ahead of, put other people's lives ahead of their own.
Right. Well,
look, say that.
Look at the 5 people who saved it. We're going to talk about the Fort shooting here. They all got medals today. But we need to start recognizing our heroes and say their names. We spend too much fucking time on the shooter. We spend too much time on some of these crazy fucks. I'm sick of it. I am sick of these people getting attention like Dylan Mulvaney. Give me a fucking break. I'm tired of people like Candace Owens getting attention. Let's start focusing on the good. I got to give Benny credit, man. Benny books guests who deserve to be heard. I got to give him that. And I'm actually proud of him for doing some of the things he's been doing lately. But he's putting people who deserve to be heard on air. And I wish I could. I wish I had the pull that he has. But this guy has the ability to call the White House and say, I need this person's number. And he gets it because he's got pull. And he's earned it. I mean, you can say whatever you want about Benny Johnson. And I've been hard on him. But I got to give him props. He has built an incredible network. He has built an incredible resource for conservative voices. And I appreciate that about him more than anything, because I don't care about my set. That's more just a joke. And I know that he takes shit from people and doesn't give them credit, but I got to give him credit for giving people who deserve to be heard voices. So Tyrus talks about this. This guy should not be called Big Balls. His name is Edward Korestein, and he should be called Edward Korestein. And if you want to reference him, you should never forget this man's name. This should be the Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson. This should be the Fight Club mantra. And the Big Balls thing, even though that was his name, you don't need to say that, because just what he did took extreme balls. And I love that Tyrus took this point, because, man, it resonates with me. Oh, sorry. Here's his comment. Liv, we'll talk about it together. Okay.
That's in our DNA. A man who would hide would have been better off dying, because he would be redeemed, and they did talk about him for years. And as a coward, that saying is so true. A soldier dies but once. A coward dies a million deaths, because you will always be that guy. Mm-hmm. So for this young man to be this courageous, you have to almost be like, wow, this should be the norm. Mm-hmm. The problem is that we've worked so hard to water men down, to try to teach them to not get involved, not help. And the ones who suffer the most are women, because whether you want to argue it or not, physically, they're just not as strong as men. And when men attack, the only way to protect women is with other men. Mm-hmm. So you see this, and instead of calling him Big Balls, we should call him by his name. He should be revered. This is not a nickname. Mm-hmm. This young man, look at him. He went through hell. They beat the hell out of him, and he walked away from it. And I bet if you asked him, hey, if you had a chance to do it again, what would you do differently? He'd say, I would duck and I would jive, but I would still charge in. And we need to praise this man, and we need to praise more young men for getting involved, because, men, it's time to get back in the game. That's in our DNA. A man.
I think Tyrus should have his own show. Mm-hmm. I think he should have 40 million followers. I think he is a voice that people have to listen to. And the fact that he doesn't have that is either because he doesn't want it, or he doesn't find value in what he says. And honestly, I think he's extremely humble, but somebody needs to platform his ass and get him in front of a microphone and put him on Fox and let him do that. He may not be a great host, but he would make an amazing panel.
Well, that's probably why, because he's always with Gutfeld. He's on the Gutfeld show every night.
Well, I know that. And I know Gutfeld has a great relationship with him because Gutfeld recognizes talent. And that's one thing Gutfeld is. He's extremely loyal, extremely smart. I think Gutfeld is probably one of the smartest people since Charles Krauthammer died for the political movement of conservatives. Charles Krauthammer was the voice of conservatives. I think Greg Gutfeld absolutely has that ability, and he's incredible. But Tyrus has street smarts, and that is something that a lot of people don't have, and that is where I give myself credit. I grew up in that environment. I grew up around those people. I understand the dichotomy. I understand how to see things from a perspective of not having money. Tyrus has it all, and he really is a smart guy. But I also want to show you this.
What was the guy's name? Edward
Korenstein.
Korenstein. Okay, thank you. Someone wanted to know.
Yeah.
Plus Tyrus is a girl dad. He's got 3 daughters, and it's just I always think it's funny the Rock has got 3 daughters. You know, the big burly men are girl dads, and
well, I've got 2 daughters.
So horrible. So horrible.
If he was here, he would laugh.
Oh, he would.
I want to show you guys something. And listen, I don't break it down by race. I don't like doing that stuff. But can we stop pretending that gun violence in America is because of white people? Can we stop? Like, this may be a little controversial because a lot of people hear me advocate for the inner cities and the black people, and I love blacks, I love whites, I love Jews, I love transgender people, love gay people, lesbian. I love everybody. I don't care. Your value of who you are is not based upon your sexual identity or your ideology. It's based on if you're an asshole or not. But can we stop pretending that black people don't literally and aren't responsible for the gun violence in the United States? Because they are. And it's this statistic is one of the most incredibly terrifying things I've ever seen. It's terrifying. I've seen a lot of stats. I have never seen disparity of this magnitude in the human psyche factor. From a demographic standpoint, from an intellectual standpoint, from a geopolitical standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, from family values to culture. I've never seen this disparity anywhere. The closest one I've seen is transgender demographics and the amount of violence and drugs and sexual addiction and ultimately just the horrendous lifestyle. That's the only disparity that I've seen larger. And that's only like 35-40% from every other demographic, or the second highest demographic. So for instance, hatred towards transgenders, the highest, most hated group in the United States is Jews, followed by Muslims, and then transgenders. Everything else is like transgenders: suicide rate, sexual exploitation, discrimination in the workplace, rape and incest, abortions, late-term abortion. I mean, all of it. Suicide, sexually transmitted diseases. I mean, all of it. They're up in the 40, 50, 60, 70% in some cases. This is worse. I almost didn't want to show it because it seems so racist, but it's not. It's just fact. Take a second and really look at this. This is firearm homicide death. This isn't suicides.
And this is CNN.
These are homicides. These are murders, folks. In Missouri, 2.7 responsibility are for whites, 59.42 for black, 56.65 differential. Michigan, 1.52 for white, blacks 49.14. This is per 100,000. Do you guys understand what that means? For every 100,000 white or 100,000 homicides, 1.52 are from male whites, and 49.14 are from blacks. That is an incredibly high number. Illinois, 1.5 to 47.95. Look at the differentials. Indiana, 2.9 to 46. Pennsylvania, 1.47 to 43.2. Nebraska, 1.39 to 40.68. Louisiana, 4.6 to 42.9. Ohio, Wisconsin, New Jersey, Oklahoma, California, Tennessee, Maryland, Arkansas, Delaware, Alabama, Virginia. United States average 29.2 to 2.10, 27. 27 murder differential. Folks, we don't have a gun problem. We have an inner city problem. And we have black youth killing each other problem.
Yes.
And we have a Democrat problem because that's the systemic issue.
I don't think it's me.
It's me.
Oh, okay.
The window gets locked up behind that light.
Got it. I agree with
it's
Rachel. I'm surprised Illinois isn't number one with Chicago. Yeah. I'm surprised too.
Yeah, but you guys got to understand. I am going to cover the base shooter, but we're behind and we're trying to hit goal. So I like these 3-hour shows are killing me, guys. It's financially, you guys got to understand, financially it crushes us to do 3 hours and make 300. It kills us. We got to do 2-hour shows. At 300.
Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate it.
Thank you. We either have to overdrive or we have to increase because we can't. 3 hours, we make like $50-$60 on the show. It's expensive, guys. It's a lot of bandwidth. This is a lot of responsibility to run this show. We need help. So it's just like those little tiny $1, $2 donate. They add up. If 50 people gave $2, boom, we overdrive and we crush. And you may not think it's a lot of money, but it is. It changes our lives because if everyone thinks that, then we don't hit it. And if everyone does, we crush it. So, but 3-hour shows, the show is the $300 is at 2 hours. And what we always do is when we hit it, we always reward overtime. And we love to do this. We love to be here, but it is so hard to push 3 hours and literally do 300. It's really hard. So we try not to bring that up because it gets annoying for me too, because I hate doing it. But you got to keep saying it because I just don't think people understand. We had Comcast out here today to try to figure out how to get more bandwidth. They were out here today to try to figure out how to make it make it faster, how to make it more effective. Because we're using 40, 45 terabytes a month. There's no residential account that allows that. You have to do a business account. So we pay a shit ton of money for that. So I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad. I'm just like, so we're trying to cover as fast as we can, but we spend a lot of time talking. And it's going to come to a point where we just stop interacting and just give the news and then get off in 2 hours. I don't want that. So we got to, when we see it and go, oh, the number's low, it's time for those heroes to come in and go, bam, bam, bam. There we go. We're there. And as many people have said, Oliphant said it, Mel said it, Chuck Peterson said it, all the people who help out, Bobby Richardson said it, it's really not that much. It really isn't. In the scheme of things, after taxes, after operating costs, it's really not that much. Okay, there, I've made the spiel. Holy shit. Okay, so what were we talking about?
I'm not sure where we were going next because we finished the topic.
Yeah, we were talking about inner city violence.
Yes.
It's a Democrat problem. I don't even think it's a culture problem. I think you literally put people in positions like that where they don't give them opportunity. You don't give them the ability to ban Smith.
Yes, I got him. I can get him.
And you put people in that position, you create that environment. I wanted to go ahead and talk about that. Washington, D.C. Donald Trump is talking about federalizing Washington, D.C. It's about time. Here was his comments. I have an audio clip for you of what he said. Here it is.
By the way, I have to say that somebody from Doge was very badly hurt last night. You saw that. A young man who was beat up by a bunch of thugs in D.C. And either they're going to straighten their act out in the terms of government and in terms of protection, or we're going to have to federalize and run it the way it's supposed to be run.
Good. Do it. Clean it up. And do it in Chicago, do it in Los Angeles, do it wherever you need to. Get the military involved. Federalize and get these cities cleaned up. Because they're never going to do it. They're never going to do it. Here is Judge Janine. I'm just going to give you just a quick taste of what she said because we got to move on.
At the White House was beaten to a pulp. He's got a broken nose. He's got a severe concussion. He's battered all over his head. Okay, by a gang of punks. 10 of them, I believe. 2 have been arrested. 2 15-year-olds.
Jose says, "How about applying for a few hours a week?" I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I read that. I don't know.
Jose, I don't know what that means.
None of them come to my office, Laura, because they're not considered criminals.
You being applied for a job outside of this show? Sure, then the show's going to be even shorter.
Thank you, CA Human off of
Thank you.
$20.
Oh, man, that's
Appreciate
our
it.
YouTube guy. Thank you so much. Hey, by the way, Human, if you would not mind doing me a favor, I just wanted to make you aware, just making you aware. YouTube takes 35 to 40% of all super chats. They are horrible. So if you're interested in donating and you want to do it through YouTube, more power to you. Do it. It's easy. It's simple. If not, go into the Dumb Show is a great way to do it, because then they only take 2.5%. So they take a lot of money on YouTube, and we don't see that until we hit a threshold, and we just, unfortunately, don't get enough money on YouTube. I want to say this. If you want to do that, then that is perfect, and we appreciate you and love you, and I'm certainly not looking to gift horse in the mouth. I'm just letting you know the best way is through thedumbshow.com, and I want to give you that because we tell everyone who does Super Chat. If not, keep rocking and rolling, and we appreciate you. Thank you. I don't want to seem like somebody who's not appreciative. Here's the rest. Thank you for your donation, by the way.
Go to family court.
Go ahead, babe.
Oh.
We got to get him in, hon. We got to hit goal.
Where the effort is rehabilitation.
Thank you, Debbie.
The D.C. Council.
Thank you, Debbie.
The president is right. They've got to stop their coddling. Number one, we've got to lower the age of responsibility to 14. I'm tired of having these kids commit crimes in their crews, not gangs in D.C. We've got an intern. You said it in your open. He's an intern from college. He gets shot going out for McDonald's at 10:30 at night.
No, Human, don't be sorry. It's just an FYI. YouTube is horrible. They hate us. Absolutely hate us. Yeah. And it's not you. Please, no, I don't want you to apologize for that. Please don't feel the need. I just wanted to loop you in. All right.
She looked really good. Did she have some work done? Because she looks younger. Or does
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't worry about that shit. That's Hollywood shit and People Magazine. I don't care about that stuff. This would happen in Ohio. These are some of the things that happen. This lady gets completely just drilled. I can't stand it. Just gonna show this real quick.
Dude, why did he hit her?
The guy who's saying whoa and filming, put him in prison.
Yeah.
Put him as an accessory. This is what one of the pastors, Damon Lynch, said about this. Just this complete brutal beating. Of course, they blame Republicans.
For those who want to politicize it, the J.D. Vances and the Vivek Ramaswamis and the Bernie Marinos and the Christopher Smithermans and many others who want to politicize it, they have not yet said something that I always hear when a black person say,
Human, I am, please, it's so important to me to know that you keep doing whatever you want to do. I just wanted to tell you that YouTube takes so much money because they don't care. They if you're not a million subscriber, they've been throttling us for a long time. And the only time that our videos do well on YouTube is when a liberal channel picks them up and reposts them. Like the one about Las Vegas, that's going viral for me because it's like over 1,000 and that's huge. But they don't take care of us. The social media channels, they just don't take care of their people. We were making $15,000 a month on Facebook. They demonetized us. And thank God my boy Damani is helping me get back out of this. But they have literally crushed us. So this was the answer, is to do these donations, and they help. It sucks because I hate doing it. For 3.5 years, all we did was just do the show. We didn't care about the money because we were doing fine. And then social media just literally cut us off. So I appreciate you and thank you. It means the world to me. You donate however you want to. I just wanted to give you the options. We have a very, very good processing center on thedumbshow.com/donate. Everybody uses it. We've processed over 10,000 donations. 10,000 donations, if you can believe that. It's incredible how giving people are. And that's in just a little less than a year and a half. Not even that, year and 3 months. So thank you so much.
runs from the police and then is met with disproportionate force, sometimes ending their life. What we hear is, well, why did they run? Why didn't they just comply? We hear that every time. But I've yet to hear anybody say, why didn't he just walk away? So let me back up so you understand this. 2 combatants one black, one white. A black man steps in, breaks it up. The white guy re-engages, slaps, not the black man that he had just squared up with, but slaps another black man. And nobody's asking, why didn't he just walk away? And so when I see, and I don't know who else the chief is looking for or CPD is looking for, but when I see the mugshots, I only see people who look like me.
Well, here's the reason.
Don't want to make this political.
Yeah, I don't want to make it racist, but let's go ahead and make it.
Here we go. Let's do it.
That still doesn't describe why somebody went off and smacked the living shit out of a white woman.
Thank you, Carla Sanchi.
Yep.
Sanchi.
2625. Thank you,
Appreciate
Carla.
it.
That helps a great deal. We appreciate you. So, listen. How about this? How about you don't let anyone get slapped? How about you clean up the streets? How about you stop letting these people run the streets? Listen, I bounced bar for a long time. I don't think I ever was on a one-on-one fight growing up. I don't think I was ever on a one-on-one fight. Most of the fights were either 5-on-1, 2-on-1, but never single. It was never 1-on-1. Sometimes it was 2-on-2, 4-on-4. Shit, man, I've been in 20 versus 20s. I grew up in a very tough neighborhood in Ventura, California, and I had to learn with my fists because I had a mouth. And unfortunately, I ran with some people who were a lot bigger than me, but when I was alone, people wanted to get a piece of me. And I didn't know how to fight worth shit. And I had to learn. And I will tell you that at no time did we go beat the shit out of a woman. At no time when a guy was down did we curb stomp his face into the fucking into the gravel. That you always let a guy get back up. And when somebody had enough and put their hand up, you didn't hit them. There were rules. And if someone pulled out a pipe, you can pull out a pipe. Someone pulls out a knife, you pull out a knife. Someone pulls out a gun, you pull out a gun, but you leave it at that. You don't escalate because you're losing. You take your licking, you take your ass kicking, and you move on. And there were times I got absolutely worked. Most of the time I got my ass kicked. Once I got out of the military, I didn't lose. But I will tell you that there was a code. There's no more code. And this whole culture of recording this shit and hitting women and doing these horrendous things is absolutely ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I just can't understand it. Can't understand it at all. Good night, Bobby.
Night, Bobby.
This lady right here, show you a picture.
Okay.
Her name is not Racist Pig. Are you putting one in?
Yes, I am right now.
Okay, I need to reset it. Hold on. It got locked.
Yeah, it locked for some reason.
Okay, should be good now if you put it in. Kathy Alicio. Calhuman here. Thank you for... Oh. Kathy, thank you. My God, you didn't need to come back and do... Kathy, thank you so much. That was totally unnecessary, but God bless you and thank you so much. This lady's name is not Racist Pig. This is Victoria Park. She's city council. And she posted on social media, and it says, they begged for that beatdown. I am grateful for the whole story, the one we just showed you. This is the type of mentality that happens. I mean, look at this lady. I mean, she was absolutely just decimated. It's unbelievable. And this shit has to stop. All right, we're going to go into this quick story. A lot of you know that there was a shooting. And it was an Army sergeant. His name was Cornelius Radford. He's 28 years old. He was identified as the gunman, Fort Stewart Army Base, Southeast Georgia on Wednesday. And the shooting happened around 11 a.m. 2nd Armored Brigade Combat Team, the 2 ABCT area of the base, which Radford worked. Brigadier General John Lubis confirmed that 5 soldiers were injured. All are in stable condition and expected to recover. No fatalities were reported.
Good.
Fellow soldiers immediately and without hesitation tackled Radford after he started shooting, enabling authorities to take him into custody. This is what I've tried to teach the kids. overwhelming numbers are superior to a single force, whether they have a gun or not. And I told my kids, one of you may die. You may get shot, but I guarantee this, if you don't run at them and you don't encourage your friends to tackle these guys, all of you will die. And I'll tell you, that fight or flight mechanism, I have taught my children, that's the one thing, is never freeze in fight or flight. And they are very good during high stress situations of doing what's necessary, because I've put them in that position. When there is stress, voices get raised, orders get barked out. And I've seen them go from this to action. And you have to do that. It's so important to train them to react in situations, because this is the world we live in. Here is General John Lubis and his video, just to give you guys a quick update on this. And
this
then
morning,
we'll try to give you our takes on this and what we think of it. This is pretty high level, but remember, fog of war is still happening in a lot of this, and not all the facts are out. We'll talk about the shooter a little bit too. Here it is.
This morning, shortly before 11 o'clock, an active duty soldier assigned to Fort Stewart, Georgia, shot and wounded 5 of his fellow soldiers here on Fort Stewart. Thankfully, all are in stable condition and all are expected to recover. The alleged shooter is in custody. We have reestablished security. I have lifted all lockdown measures on Fort Stewart, and there is currently no threat to the local community. I'd like to recognize and thank our Army law enforcement and medical personnel and our partners from local, state, and federal law enforcement and emergency services for their quick response and support. I would also like to thank the brave soldiers who immediately intervened and subdued the shooter. These soldiers, without a doubt, prevented further casualties. Our wounded soldiers were initially evacuated to Wynn Army Community Hospital right here on Fort Stewart. All arrived in stable condition, and 3 of the 5 required surgical intervention. 2 have been transported to Memorial Hospital in Savannah, Georgia for additional care. We have identified the alleged shooter as Sergeant Cornelius Radford, an automated logistics sergeant assigned to 2nd Brigade Combat Team. Sergeant Radford has not previously deployed to combat. Sergeant Radford has been interviewed by the Army Criminal Investigation Division and is currently in pretrial confinement, awaiting a charging decision by the Office of the Special Trial Counsel.
Well, no PTSD claim for him.
Melanie just said that. Notice they made sure he never saw combat.
Oh,
so
yeah, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, no
I didn't
PTS.
see that. I'm sorry. Listen, just as typical, this is him as a child.
Yeah.
This is this upstanding citizen.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
This is
really?
This is
all of his pictures?
Yeah, this is what happens when you lower the standard of acceptance in the military. The military was an elite unit, and they were focused on maybe not always getting the best, but getting the best people who were qualified to do the job that they needed to do. Now, these are Clinton hires. A sergeant, these are, Obama and Biden hires, most assuredly as a sergeant. And this is what happens when you lower the standard. This is what happens when you have to scrape the bottom of the barrel because your recruitment numbers suck, because nobody wants to work for you. I promise you this, these things will go down when the new generation of soldiers that Donald Trump is putting in office reach maturity. But isn't it funny that this guy, this Mormon sergeant warrant officer, who calls for a rise up and calls essentially for armed conflict, and then there's a shooting just a couple days later. Are they associated? I don't know.
Probably not.
But the point is, the rhetoric needs to stop. The rhetoric that these are Nazis, the rhetoric that these people, according to this guy, he said racism was on the base. Racism what? You're a sergeant. You've moved up fairly quickly in your rate and your rank. You've got nothing to bitch about. You had a career. Those were your brothers in arms. And for you to sit here and say, oh, it's racism. I very seriously doubt that racism is going to be the motivating factor for this guy. I think this guy probably was a Section 8. He has probably lost his marbles, and we need a place to store these type of people. They have to go into a mental facility. We've got to get these insane asylums back, mental health hospitals. Liv, your thoughts?
I absolutely agree. I think when DEI became a part of the military, then you know stuff is bound to bad is bound to happen. And yes, they need to absolutely get all of the mental out of the military. I mean, these people have access to weapons, and I mean, it's horrible that people like that should be in the military. And I mean, in anywhere, they need to reopen mental institutions all over, and I'm pretty sure our crime rate will go down.
Well, and the military needs to have psychological evaluations for people who are on low productivity or have a low sit rep. Like if you have an unsat sit rep, then you go through psychological evaluation. That needs to become a standard practice. It used to be, and they stopped doing it. But if you have an unsatisfactory sit rep, you need to go through psych eval in order to be.
And what is a sit rep?
Situation report. Essentially, it's an evaluation. It's based upon how you're doing.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, and when we're talking about Section 8s, you've got to identify these people and get them out. Section 8s are mentally unfit to serve, and if you have an unsat situation report or you have an unsat eval, unsatisfactory, you're Section 8. You get a mental evaluation, and if you do not pass that with flying colors, you're Section 8 and you're out of the military. Period. You're gone. But this is now happening way too often, and we have to do a better job of arming our soldiers on base. They are the weapons of war, not the weapons. And I strongly that all supervisors, all sergeants, all chief petty officers, all IS are all first class petty officers, E5s and E6 and above actually should have firearms. And anyone who's in combat control should have a sergeant of arms in their duty station at all times. You're going to have to start securing our bases and making sure that anyone who comes into harm can immediately have return fire placed upon them, because these people know how to kill effectively because we train them how to be this way. But you have to stop and you have to increase the security on these bases. If you don't live on base, you need to limit the amount of people who get on base. If you're not at that duty station, if you're not reporting for duty and you don't live on base, access has to be limited. Maybe go through a secondary check. Whatever it is, we have to increase the level of scrutiny on our bases, because it's going to take a team of 10 to go in there and literally wreak havoc like we'll never see. If this is the security and these places, these bases of war are vulnerable to attack, then it's a matter of time before terrorists start putting 2 and 2 together and realizing that they can get semi-automatic weapons, and 10 of them can do devastating damage to one of these bases. They can hold it indefinitely. They can get hostages. They can get weapon systems. They can do a lot of damage. And it's just going to matter of time before they realize, just like at 9/11, the vulnerability was civilian aircraft. And we needed to rethink the way that we protect our civilian aircraft and our commercial aircraft. The same thing needs to be done on our bases. They are vulnerable. People are using drones. They're spying on them. You're having mass shootings at these fucking bases. You've got to make them hard targets. And if anything should be a hard target, it should be a military institution, period. And this is not just bases. This is military institutes. This is Texas A&M. This is Georgia Tech, the School of Mines. All of these, Texas Tech, they need to be anything, Annapolis, the Citadel, Air Force Academy. They all need to be reinforced and hardened targets. These are our warriors, and you need to arm them as such. That's all I got. Liv, take us home.
Just for all our prayer warriors out there, one of our Dumb Nation members is, I think it's her granddaughter. It's Brenda on Rumble. And if I'm remembering correctly, I think it's her granddaughter. She's going through some medical issues. She's had surgeries, and they still can't figure out what's going on. She's taken a turn for the worse. So if we all could just
I think
prayer.
I saw this. Brenda, did you post on Facebook? Because I did remember saying a prayer for Sarah.
Yeah, apparently I remember her posting a little bit ago on one of the live shows.
Okay.
So it's an ongoing thing. She had to go back in for surgery, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm remembering correctly. And they're not figuring out what's going on. So So if our prayer warriors could
Yes.
please help out Sarah.
I will say a
for
quick
Brenda.
prayer after the show for sure. Sandy, it's not that mental institutions are going to stop it, but a 72-hour hold can. And you have to, we don't want people in there forever, but what you need to do is you need to put them under analysis and get them in the system. Giving them SSRIs and kicking them loose to outpatient care is what's causing this problem. SSRIs usually do more harm than good without psychological support. And these people are not suffering from a lack of medication. They're suffering from a massive fit of depression, social anxiety, and homicidal tendencies or suicidal tendencies. And when you introduce psychotropic drugs without oversight, it is a recipe for disaster. We now chemically alter people's brains who are already chemically altered without study and without studious diagnosis. That is dangerous. You have to get institutions which are specifically designed for inpatient care. And yes, there wouldn't be enough, but it's better than nothing. See, that's the problem. A lot of people are like, well, if you harden the schools, that's not going to stop it. They're going to hit this. Yes, then we harden those targets. It's a constant progression of keeping ahead. That's what defense is. It's anticipating your enemy's moves and moving into that position so they can no longer make it an advantage for themselves. So I'm with you. Last thing, Sarah McBride has the guts to say, this dude has the guts to say that Republicans are strange and weird.
Take a lecture on decorum from a party that incited an insurrection. I appear to live rent-free in the minds of some of my Republican colleagues. I wish that they would spend even a fraction of the time that they spend thinking about me, thinking about how to lower the costs for American families. I wish they would spend a fraction of the time that they spend thinking about me, figuring out how to make government actually work better, rather than making it work worse in order to prove that government can't work. They are obsessed with culture war issues. The Republican Party is obsessed with culture war issues. It is weird and it is bizarre. And the American people deserve serious legislators, serious elected officials.
I couldn't agree more. I think you should take your own advice. I think the Republicans who focus on culture war should be gone, and I think you should be gone too because you're a fucking distraction because you have a dick.
The culture war is the majority of the left. Am I not mistaken?
I just want them all gone. I am sick of the daytime soap opera on politics. I am so sick of these talking heads and these people who get on the shows. They should ban all politicians from social media. That's it. You can talk to your local state media, but you can't talk to national media anymore. I'm tired of all of them. I really am. I'm just done. But for you to sit there and say it's sick and weird while you're wearing women's underwear when you're a guy, I'm sorry. That's a little sick and weird too. I'm just saying. Hey, and some guys pay good money for that type of stuff. And honestly, Sarah looked very nice today. But you're still a dude. And you're always going to be a dude. And you are the reason why these people, they focus on you because you're knuckin' futz. You have a mental disorder. That's it. Okay, that's it. Liv, thanks for being on tonight.
Yep.
What's going on tomorrow? Tell us.
Tomorrow is Mandy and Jack will be in the house.
We will
We're
have
focused
questions
on
again,
bringing
JD.
people
We
together.
need them. Make sure
Yep.
you send us the questions in ahead of time so we have it.
Yeah, we can do it every night, JD. Just send us ahead of time.
I want to make sure, listen, there was a lot to cover tonight. A lot of news. Last night was a little bit of a conundrum. We'll probably talk a little bit more about the shooter. We'll be at the 48-hour period, but we've got a lot to do tomorrow. We've got Jack and Mandy on. Love to have you on. Please be here for Red Friday. Get your red on. I think we'll be wearing Red Friday t-shirts tomorrow instead of wearing this type of stuff. Want to say thank you, everybody. God bless you. And let's have a good night. Treat each other right. I want to thank you, everybody who donated too. It means a great deal.
Thank you very much.
All right, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Treat each other right. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, please. Make sure you guys hit that like button when you leave. It's very, very important. Good night.
Night, y'all.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.